take 7.
All right. Well, as we left off last time, you guys have successfully rescued the Hell Knight Armigers of the Order of the Torrent from their lawful but unjust imprisonment at the holding house. You forged some documents to acquire their release, but the daemon that was there, the chitin, didn't seem to care too much about them, so you had a pretty substantial combat against a challenging foe, the lady that was torturing them all. And now that that is over with, you guys had a little bit of breathing room. You maybe had a couple of days of downtime to go shopping or whatever. And is there anything you would like to do in the city? Any little like side quest things you would like to explore? The world is your oyster. Buddy has his newfound freedom. He can do as he wishes.
Yeah.
There's a whole city.
One of my side quests just says pirate.
Yeah.
Who's the pirate captain?
You guys heard a rumor that relates to this rumor you heard that the Scourge of Belial, a Chelish warship, has been moored in the old harbor for several days. And you heard that her captain, Cassius Sargaeta, isn't much of a fan of House Thrune. And that was that rumor that you had heard.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like we do have to figure out what happened to all these missing people, right?
Yes.
There's like the owner that's abducted, and
well, I mean, you know what happened in general is that House Thrune came and killed or imprisoned all of them in some black sites.
Do we have any idea where these CIA black sites are?
You do not, though you did just, go into one, the holding house.
Yeah.
You could certainly invest some of your rebellion resources as you begin the next week into like sending teams out to try to gather that information and stuff like that. If you want to start trying to find that out. But as of right now, no, you guys don't know where any of those specific locations are. The last thing your kind of like quest giver NPCs told you was you want to, now that you've gotten the word out, you want to recruit some like robust allies and ultimately like find a location to have like a more permanent base of operations. Because the Wasp Nest is like too small and probably too easy to find. It's literally just the basement of a coffee house. So ultimately you want to try and find something more secure in like the next couple of weeks. But so far you haven't heard of any place that might fit that bill.
If we're looking for robust people, could we recruit at the bar Yuri worked at? Might be able to swing some people in the favor once they learn that Yuri's dead. And I mean, they fight all the time, so they're pretty robust.
Yeah. I mean, so like by robust people, I mean like the Torrent, the Hell Knight of the Torrent that you just recruited. Okay. Him and like his whole squad. So you're looking for more like people that have maybe a small organization on their own.
So we recruit them, like the guy that owns the bar.
No, he's an old man. What are you talking about?
The only person that you guys have met that would foot the bill would be the guy who's part of the Millenite cult. As he would have access to an organization that is already opposed to House Thrune.
You mean Hematon Hace?
Hematon Hace, yeah. Exactly. To like formally request him to join would be like a potential breadcrumb. But basically right now there's just a window of time where no quest giver has given you another quest and you guys can do anything you wish in the city. If not, as the week goes on, things will occur. I'll tell you out of game. It like certainly has more plot coming up for you. It's just you have this little moment to chart your own course if you'd like in the sandbox that is this adventure. If you would like me to put you back on the rails, I'm more than happy to read this next page, though.
I would vote we go hang out at that pirate ship.
I mean, I'm down.
Fucking pirates, dude. Tell me you don't want some pirates in this city. Also, all of the edicts put forth by Barzillai have been very specifically targeted at someone. So there's a reason why the no pirates coming on shore is a thing.
Well,
that's interesting to me.
Yes. The Order of the Torrent was stripped of all their stuff. No ship captains were allowed to come on board, and that is technically not a pirate ship. That is a ship owned by the Chelish Navy. That is a Chelish warship. That's the equivalent of, like, you know, one of our U.S. aircraft carriers or whatever is, like, docked in harbor, and their captain can't get off the ship because the governor is like, nah, your people can't get off your boat. That's what's happening, basically. So that's, like, not a pirate ship.
Well, it still has seamen on it.
It sure does, and sea women.
Well, hearing about this, these seamen and sea women,
sea people.
I'm gonna say that Buddy started picking up a hobby where he starts whittling little like trinkets and things like that. So I'm gonna like spend some time to like whittle a little.
Are you guys still hanging out in the bar with Seishi's on again, off again flame, the bakery owner that lives upstairs? Lucilla Geddes.
She did get fucked in a bathtub.
Yep.
Seish had a rat nest of love with that woman that lives upstairs. Yeah, you can be whittling there if you want to. And while you guys are like debating whether or not the people in the harbor are pirates, there will be a knock on the door. Buddy, I imagine you just kind of like organically found a role as like a pseudo bouncer here. Much in the spirit of Yuri is possible.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah.
He has like the Yuri chair still set up. Like, this is your seat, buddy.
Yeah.
For when you return.
Yep. So you're at the
That's so sad.
the Tooth and Nail, that bar in Old Kintargo. And yeah, there'll be like a very polite like on the door. Which is, for what it's worth, incredibly weird. It's like a public establishment that's open.
And I'm sitting like right next to the door.
I imagine you're sitting next to like the wood door. Let's say Evans, there's a window you could look out if you want to.
Oh, okay.
It's on the other side of the door. The window's on the other side of the door.
Who is it? And I'll like keep carving.
You will hear like a feminine voice kind of clear her throat, like. She'll knock a second time.
I said, who is it? Keep whittling.
You will hear a faint sigh. And she'll say, I'm Lieutenant Elia Nones. Open the door.
I'll creak the door open and be like, I don't know any knowns.
It's an unknown unknown.
It's an unknown known. You'll see this lady standing at the door. She does not have her weapons drawn, but you see an elven woman wearing like Chelish regalia with a rapier, and she seems to have a strange object on her side that looks like a smaller version of Sezzix's gun. And she's standing there. She's like got her arms folded. She's obviously a little put out. And she's like looking up and down the street, and like maybe she's like moved her coin purse around to the front. Like she's a little uncomfortable to be in this like shoddier neighborhood. You open the door like just like a little bit like it's a telemarketer or like, you know, like it's a door-to-door salesman sort of thing.
Yeah.
She'll be like, are you going to let me in?
I'll yell down, buddy, who's at the fucking door?
There's a small woman over here.
She'll roll her eyes like vexed and just kind of slide past you into the room. You've opened the door like maybe a foot. she's very nimble, and she'll attempt to like move past you and get into the bar.
Oh yeah, sure. She can get past.
Yeah, she'll kind of
Does she
just
have a
move
ward?
past you, and she'll like shudder a little bit, and she's like, "Oh, it's even worse in here."
She came inside.
She'll gesture at Buddy, and she'll look around the room. Who is present here at this tavern?
I think we're all
Probably,
talking about what's going on.
The three of you at the table. She'll be like, "Oh, good. I won't have to repeat myself." She'll look back at you, Buddy, and with like a finger, she'll be like, come on. And she'll walk over to the table with your three companions.
Well, how does she know us all?
That's a concerning question.
Yeah. Like, Garm and I, we work at the same place, so that would make sense. But how does
I mean, you guys' notoriety keeps going up.
It's only 13. It's gone down 6.
Yeah, we brought it down some.
Yeah.
We're spreading a lot of
She'll
lies.
like walk 10 feet or whatever. Let's say the table's like 20 feet away. She'll like walk half the distance. Buddy, have you followed her?
Yeah. I'll put like my whittling stuff away.
Did you close the door?
No, I wouldn't know to do that.
Yeah, as you like step away, she'll be like, close the door.
Oh, yeah. I'll go over and I'll like shut it.
As he turns to close the door, she'll look in your direction. She'll roll her eyes and be like, at least he follows orders.
He's good at that.
Once Buddy returns, she'll stand before you guys and be like, good day. I'm Lieutenant Elian Nones of the Chelish warship Scourge of Belial. Captain Sargaeta requests the company of those citizens who so ably liberated certain gathering of wrongfully imprisoned Hell Knights for unjust incarceration. I'm afraid attendance is compulsory. And she will gesture at the closed door. And then she'll kind of like whisper to you, Buddy, like, you can go open it again.
Oh, right now.
Yes, right
I'll walk
now.
up and
And she'll like,
I'll walk
with her
up and
other
go.
hand, she'll motion for the three of you to stand.
I'll kind of like eye everyone over. Well, that's convenient.
I'm just gonna keep sitting?
You can make a knowledge, nobility, or local check, or a sense motive check if you would like.
Do I have sense motive?
I think one of you has nobility or local as well. I know that
Sorry,
Sezzix
I
has
will.
local.
There we go. I'll take my -1. Oh,
Sezzix, you have been down to the docks a few times, and you know that the way everything in Cheliax, right? Everything here is very formalized. It's like a dictatorship, right? It's like a totalitarian empire. So, the way you say things matters. You know, like you've seen a soldier dressed down for like saluting incorrectly, as an example, while you've been on the docks. When she says the Chelish worship the Scourge of Belial, everyone might be like, yeah, that's what it's called. That is not the correct way to address that ship. It is her infernal magistrix Chelish worship. And that is like a very known fact for any sailor worth their salt. And if she's a lieutenant, she certainly said it incorrectly. Not paying the proper respect to House Thrune.
I'll like poke Caerrat on the side and like, that's not how you say that. Smart guy, what do we do?
What do you mean that's not how you say that?
She's not.
Do you mean you
respecting
ask?
House- She's
You
not
ask your
respecting
manners?
House Thrune.
As you guys are kind of like talking in hushed tones, she'll distract herself by walking over to Buddy and being like, "You're a rather large fellow. Tell me, have you ever worked at port, hauled freight?"
I've lifted boxes.
Very good, very good. She'll like with a live hand like try to put it around part of your bicep and be like, "Ooh, you could lift quite a lot." Well, are we going or not? She'll turn back to the three of you.
Is Buddy going on a ship?
Yes, Buddy is going on a ship.
Buddy likes this.
I feel like we have some. Of course, we respect her infernal magistrix and all of the dictates of House Thrune within this establishment. Why are we being summoned again? You said something to do with the Hell Knights?
A citizen's obligation is not to question authority, but to obey it. You are being summoned because my captain, who holds rank over you, has requested your attendance. And the request is more of a stretch. It is a compulsory attendance. Now, of course, if you wish to stay here, that is perfectly fine. I will return and inform the captain of your reluctance to obey his orders, and there may be consequences. That is not for me to say. I am merely the messenger in this regard. What I've been reduced to.
Are there warrants in this type of universe?
100%.
The warrant is the word of law, I believe. And she's told us to do something. I'm partial to just kind of going along, because what's the worst that can happen?
Yeah.
Well,
We could capture and get information.
I don't want to start that fight. She has a gun. Have you seen what Sezzix does with a fucking gun?
She, in fact, does have a gun.
oh, it gets much worse next level.
Yeah, that's my worry. She has a
high
gun.
level.
She does, in fact, have a fucking gun. Yeah. As you guys are kind of, like, hemming and hawing about it and, like, dragging your feet, she'll be like... She'll, like, be standing at the door with Buddy, like, well, Buddy, I suppose it might be you and I going.
Well, if you're not
Tommy.
taking Buddy without us.
Come on, Tommy, let's go. I know you're all upset about being given orders, but you'll be fine. Plus, who knows? There were rumors... I'll, like, whisper in your ear. There were rumors of a pirate ship. And I'll, like, thumbs you up.
All right, I'm into
Buddy
it.
likes pirate ships.
Yeah, as you guys continue on, and you begin, like, leaving Old Kintargo or whatever, you can make a sense motive check as she, like, travels and, like, leads you down to, like, the docks or whatever, where the Scourge of Belial is moored. As she, like, passes various, like, beggars and things like that, she'll, like, grab her, like, cape and, like, pull it away from them. And as, like, her clothes have gotten, like, dingy and stuff from being out here, she'll be like, ugh, these stains will never come out. What has become of your fair Kintargo? It's been 18 months, I think, since last we've been here. Though the captain has made more frequent visits. These roof shingles are really just deteriorating.
Yes, Old Kintargo has become, I wouldn't say a sore spot, but one that would be needing restoration soon.
Yeah, as she talks and you guys kind of chat about it, you can very easily tell that she holds Barzillai in a low standing. She's like, well, things were never like this under the previous leadership. I remember the streets were hopping with activity and all sorts of fruit vendors, things of that nature. Why that person down there just been mugged. Terrible things, terrible things.
I'll say under my breath, shouldn't you stop the mugging?
She's like, what's that? This is not NCIS. It's not a crime aboard sea. I can't lay a hand on them. Yeah. When you guys reach the harbor, you'll see that there's a giant ship. It's like, 100 feet long or something. It's got rows of cannons on the side. Your standard, like, fucking pirate ship, except it is not a pirate ship. It is a Chelish warship.
Sure, it's not.
It's like a galleon. And as you get there, she will call up at a sailor. She'll be like, "You there? Lower the ladder." And they'll lower like a rope ladder, and she will begin climbing up. And as she like gets maybe a couple of feet up, she'll turn back to Buddy and she'll be like, "No peeking now," and she'll climb up the ladder.
Buddy will like go like this. He'll be
Fantastic.
Good job, Bobby.
Fantastic. Good job, Buddy. When you guys get upstairs, you see a handful of people like on the main deck, just like playing cards, rolling dice. A couple of them are drinking. You see some of them are like officers, and they're all just kind of hanging out. They don't really have anything to do. They seem to have like opened up some boxes of like goods that were for sale, and they're just like making use of them themselves. And yeah, like the quartermaster maybe has like taken all of like the cannonballs out of the cannons, and he's like counting them all with like an assistant or something. Like they're really just watching the paint peel. There's nothing going on. And she will lead you into the aft castle and into the the captain's quarters. She'll rap on the door politely once, and you'll hear a stern voice on the other side. Enter! And she will open the double doors and allow you guys to walk in. And you will see a fine individual. She will offhandedly say various things. Among them, if you guys mention anything about the captain, she'll be like, yes, Captain Sargaeta. I've been in his service for 10 years now, and half of that time I've served as his first officer. He is an admirable fellow, a rare individual, eccentric, but a man of refined tastes, a noble from the Ostenso family. And if you inquire as to like what they've been up to, she'll be like, well, we're having a bit of excitement, hunting shackles pirates as far as the Eye of Abendigo. As far as why he wants to see you, I have no idea, but you must admit you've been making quite the name for yourselves, even if you've been trying to keep things a bit hush-hush. The captain has a favor to ask. I should let him be the one to say more. I'm sure you'll understand.
Of course. The Eye of Abendigo. I told you we'd be talking about pirates, Tommy.
The door opens,
you.
And you see captain's quarters. I don't know, have any of you been on a ship before? I mean, Buddy has. Has anyone but Buddy been on a ship before?
I was
probably not.
Yeah, there's no way.
Buddy, the ship you were in, the captain's quarters were like the nicest room, which would be the equivalent of like the nicest room in a hostel. Like, the paint is, chipped off. There might be like a couple of nice trinkets and things like that, but it's always covered in a layer of grime. These captain quarters are chef's kiss. They aren't lavish by any means, but they are clean. They are well painted. The colors look nice. There's a lovely table. The guy is sitting in a plush chair of some exotic origin that Buddy certainly wouldn't know. And he's got like his legs up on the desk. And he even has a small like kitchenette that has tea steeping on it. And as you guys come in, you see this individual. He will stand up and you will see a man in a pristine captain's uniform. Light brown hair, neatly trimmed goatee, adorning a well-defined jawline. He will walk over to his kitchenette and retrieve what Garm will easily identify as Assyrian tea set, as well as like a few cups, and he'll pour one for himself and sip from it. There's a superior air about this gentleman. And he scrutinizes you silently with a cool and dispassionate gaze. You guys kind of just stand in silence as he sips this tea and looks over you one at a time.
Can I say it's rude not to offer your guests any tea?
He'll like stop sipping and he'll look past you at Lieutenant Nunez, and she'll kind of roll her eyes and be like, the theatrics. She'll walk past you and go get the teacup and like pour a cup of tea and like put it on a little platter and walk over and hand it to you. Your lordship.
Thank you.
How hospitable.
He has still not said anything, and he's just looking.
Greetings, Captain.
As soon as you go to say something, Garrett, he'll hold up a hand to silence you.
I'll give him a high five.
I can't deny my disappointment. I expected more towering giants of myth. Someone more grandiose. Alas, this is what the waves have washed up on my shore. Wenkella, see if our guests would care for some of that delectable fruit. Just Ella, Captain. It's just Ella. She'll go over to the fruit basket and she'll be like, your lordships, would you like any fruit to go with your tea? She'll be like, yes, Wenkella, that is how one addresses guests. Yes, Captain.
Well, thank you much, Ella. I'll grab a random piece of
she'll
fruit
glare
from the
at you as
basket.
you say her first, as you say like her full name and not her nickname. She'll be like, I'm gonna go get the help, and she'll leave the room, and you'll hear her calling for a halfling, and a halfling woman will arrive with a large sheaf of pineapple and begin cutting juicy slices to you and setting them on platters made of platinum. And she'll present like these platinum platters to you guys to eat. And as you guys like begin looking around or whatever, he will he'll like take his legs down because he was drinking his coffee. He'll stride over to his desk and he will gesture like at a piece of paper he has there, and he'll be like, "Oh yes, freeing of Hell Knights of the Order of the Torrent. It's rather admirable. We're in the same line of work, those Hell Knights and I. Something here about killing of Chelish guards, though that's rather uncalled for. Looks like you've been doing a lot of charity work in Old Kintargo and the Red Roof District, helping the tieflings, have you? It's rather charitable of yourselves. Yes. I must say, I am impressed of your accolades and your infamous deeds." As I eat the pineapple, I give Garm the eyes. Yeah, you guys, the two of you that are involved in that eye exchange, give me a sense motive check as the captain witnesses this exchange between the two of you.
New Risto.
The captain is like a wall, Garm. You can't read him. He does not acknowledge it one way or the other. It's like, well. He'll take the piece of paper and like tuck it back into the leather sheaf of documents there in his table. Well, in any event, whether you be Crows of Ardent or merely assistants of those in positions of underworld power, I am in need of a group with your skills and resources. Lord Mayor Thrune's proclamation have, shall I say, impacted my interests within the city. I cannot venture in the land to take care of, let us leave it at a personal matter. I would lend my crew to attend to this, but I would much prefer sending someone with whom I have plausible deniability should they fail in their task. Would you be interested in providing me with aid? I dare say that people in your position could stand to benefit from having a captain in the Chelish Navy. Owe you a few favors. Pineapple, please. Help yourself.
More pineapple. Oh my. Good night.
Buddy does make good scapegoat.
Oh, buddy.
Nunez will give like a little faint chuckle. Oh, I do like
as I'm eating the pineapple, kind of being a dick while eating it, I ask, is there any monetary value for this?
If all you wish are trinkets, as a sign of good faith, take those plates that you're eating off of. Each one's worth at least 50 gold.
I'll take mine and be like, what a good gift. Buddy has gift for captain. And I'll pull out the thing I was carving, which is like a little rowboat, like maybe like 4 inches long.
He'll like look at it almost like, a headmaster would look from his desk, just kind of like leaning forward like, I see. He'll nervously look at Ella, and Ella will be like, "Oh, thank you, buddy. Yes, the captain will certainly hold this in a high place of esteem. Captain, I'll go place it with your other very important personal effects below deck in your footlocker." And he's like, "Yes, Ella, yes, do that." She'll be like, "I'll be right back." And she'll leave.
I'll like pat Buddy on the back. Good job. We always repay our kindness. Good job. He gave us food and he gave you a plate.
Diplomatic success.
Well, now I feel like gifts have exchanged hands. I feel like we're in too deep now.
Good. I'm glad you're agreeable. Well. Doop-a-doop-a-doop-boop-boop. My task is a covert one. Well, how you handle it is up to you, though your recent success with the Hell Knights has shown me that you can certainly handle this in a under-the-radar fashion with little difficulty.
If I may ask one question.
But of course.
If we were so successful in our, the Crows of Ardent were so successful, how did you learn of it?
Well, my sailors and I have been moored here for a time, so I've been sending Ella and some of our associates on land to get talk off the street of recent activities. And rumor on the street is that the Odd Crows hang out in an establishment in Old Kintargo, where they offer aid to the downtrodden, rob the rich, give to the poor, and look out for the common man.
We're not
Of course,
Peter
this is pure
Pan.
poppycock, but she was able to track you down based off of those rough descriptions of locals in that area. Though I tell you, this information did not come cheap. Those locals did not wish to give you up.
Well, at least they're compensated, I suppose. Hopefully.
My task is a simple one. He'll open the drawer and pull out a letter sealed with wax. I wish you merely to deliver a message to a friend of mine that lives in the Greens. He may request something of you. If he does, I implore you to listen to him and do as he says. If you do this, my favors are yours. And he will hand Garm the sealed letter that he has.
I'll tuck it away.
Yeah. Now, my friend lives in the Greens. He goes by the name of Marquel Aulorian. He's a scion of one of Kintargo's older noble families. You guys can make knowledge and ability checks. Tommy, you can get a +5 to this, because you lived in the outside of Kintargo with the working men.
I don't have knowledge nobility.
Or you can just do it untrained at a +4 or a +5.
Oh.
Damn.
Damn.
You know how, like, anyone that works a job, like a working man job, calluses on your hands, getting up at the crack of dawn, working for, like, shitty pay, going to the bar to drink with your friends to start the whole thing over the next day. Those sort of people always have, like, that rich asshole that owns the company, and it's always their fucking fault. Like, well, that guy could have just taken a pay cut, and then we could have gotten a bigger bonus. Well, he's so cheap.
So he's
that's
Bezos.
Not quite, but the Aulorians made their name in Kintargo through the salt and silver trade, and the father, like the patriarch of the family, the person that you're going to meet, his dad, is like an asshole. He's like very stick up his ass, you know, face in his ass of like house thrown piece of shit guy.
A lot of
who
hands.
like doesn't treat his workers well, stuff like that. Word on the street is that for a long time he supported Kintargo, but with Barzilai's arrival, the patriarch has grown even more increasingly supportive of Thrun, abandoning his family's more traditional Kintargan values. So, like, they're becoming more conservative and stuff like that than they have in the past, and more, like, Thrun aligned and things like that.
And we're going to go talk to his son.
Yep, and deliver this letter. Do you mention any of this to your companions? What you know?
I will when we're alone.
Okay. He'll say, I'm worried that my friend may be in danger due to various political views. The letter needs to be delivered to his hands alone, preferably without his father's knowledge of the delivery. Once it's delivered, return to me, and I believe he'll wish to accompany you. I'll, of course, promise you those favors as well as my personal friendship and support, the best I can give.
Is he a handsome man?
This guy you're talking
Yes.
to?
Okay.
Yeah.
When he says personal favor, I'll wink at him.
He will not acknowledge your wink. But he certainly sees it. I mean, no one else sees it, because, like, you're all looking at him. Cobra winks. Cobra doesn't get a reply.
Well, I suppose on that note,
On that note.
Yeah, if you
Buddy?
agree, to deliver it, it'd be like, well then, does that sound all right?
seems straightforward to me.
Very good. I think discretion here is the better part of valor. You'll likely have better success if you deliver it at night, preferably through some matter of stealth or other chicanery that I leave to your own devices. The less I know, the better. I do know that Marquel is confined to his quarters, and I can give you the location of the grounds, as well as a general layout. He'll pull out another piece of paper, which will be a map of the house. It seems to have been drawn by him. Very good. Again, exercise as much discretion as possible, and if possible, try to make sure Marquel does not learn of your letter. His father doesn't learn of the letter.
I'm sure we can find a way inside.
Cool. You guys are free to leave. You'll be escorted off the ship. Ella will stay aboard, and as you guys leave, Buddy, you can make a perception check.
Yeah.
You see your little carved thing. What was it?
It was a boat. It basically looked like a rowboat.
Yeah, your little rowboat carving is in like the pile of like coins and maybe like slips of paper with like various chores and stuff like that are in the center of a table, and people are gambling. They're like playing cards. It seems to have been added to the pot.
I'll take this as a sign it was very highly valuable, because it was a betting.
Yes.
Always positive.
And as you guys leave or whatever, one of them will call over and be like, Ella, it's your hand. And she'll be like, well, I'm needed for very pressing matters aboard the ship. She'll give
Very
you a
important.
nod, and she'll walk over to an open chair and sit down at the table. But yeah, let me push you a map. So, you get to see the whole thing as he drew you a map.
Does he draw this good?
He draws pretty good.
Oh.
I don't quite know. Is it like super zoomed in for you guys?
Yeah, it's not quite right.
Yeah, it's like...
Oh, that's as big as it is. It looks like it should have more. That's as big as it is. The back side of it is just like a wall, we'll say.
Okay.
But if you scroll over to the right, that's as big as it gets.
Hey, Tommy,
That's a super small map.
What's up, Caerrat?
do you think it's kind of weird that he has a map of his best friend's house?
I mean,
I think they're like us.
probably. He's probably just still in the closet. It's probably just a love letter. He wants to get his lover on the boat.
I'm thinking it's a love letter.
As you guys are traveling, like down the street or whatever, just moments after leaving the ship, there will be a like a street urchin, like a runner, will come by, and he's just like notifying everyone. He's like, Bartolai's gathering in the opera square. He's got another proclamation, and he'll like run off. And like the various people that are there, not in the middle of doing something, will kind of like shrug and begin heading towards Aria Park to hear the 10th proclamation.
Fuck.
What would you guys like to do?
I think we need to go.
Yeah, it's noon. It's when the proclamations come.
But Buddy thinks this might be a good time to deliver the letter. Everybody's gone.
Right.
Ooh,
If we do it at night, I think we can sneak in a little bit easier. If we do it now, the villa guards are probably still there.
Villa
I have
guards are no
nothing-
matter. Buddy can just make them little gifts, and then they won't pay attention.
Yes, you can, buddy. Why don't you work on those gifts while we're listening to Barzilai's speech?
I'm gonna start carving a set of like little toy soldiers, probably
Oh,
like
yeah.
a couple inches tall. You know, they'll have like spears or swords or shields, like almost like little chess pieces.
Yeah,
Man.
buddy. I don't know if it's a good idea for me to kill any more guards. Like,
I've been killing a lot of guards. I've been murdering a lot of guards.
my character's still chaotic good. Like, I gotta not be evil here.
So yeah, you guys are real quick here. It is in the greens. which I think is this nice little
T3, I thought. Isn't that the...
I think it's the cloistered area. Yeah. So his estate is this one here, the circle. Boop. You guys are on the docks. So, like, this area. And the proclamation is coming out at Aria Park, as it always does, which is where the adventure started. Over here. Boop. So, yeah, what would you guys like to do?
I would vote to listen to the proclamation.
Yeah, we could try to co-vote, or at least start a riot again.
Probably not. We need the city to be calm so we can deliver this letter. I think we just need to listen to what he says in case something weird's going on. We can start a riot
again. Yup. You guys are the stealthy,
yeah, I think we should probably change that at some point.
Yeah, so you guys can head over to the park. You get, like, the tail end of it, but there are people, like, tacking up, like, flyers and stuff, so I'll just read the whole thing. Possession of poetry or prose written by the following authors is hereby forbidden and punishable by a fine of 100 gold pieces or imprisonment. Genthiel of Vir, the anonymous miscreant who calls himself or herself the Poison Pen of Kintargo, bows with the Bard in Chartella de Vamp. All documents bearing the writings of these miscreants must be turned over to the Dotari for destruction by sundown. You can make a knowledge history or any poetry associated skill checks you might have to know of these 4 names that were mentioned.
Do you think I would know some poetry as, like, I've been a barista for a while now and I have, like, random hipsters coming in spewing off their random stuff?
I'll give you a +2.
Can I make a profession barista check?
I'll let you make a profession barista check at a slightly higher DC.
Seems good.
Anyone else?
I don't think I know.
You recall one of those names. You'll recall the third one. Genthiel of Vir was like a famous Chelish poet that died like 300 years ago. And they begin like tacking this up everywhere. I'll go ahead.
Would you mind putting those 4 names in there?
Yeah, I'm gonna. It'll be on the thing. Doop-a-doop-a-doop. Story. And nope. Okay. It's very bizarre. Maybe it's just here. It has it. Yep. Boop. So Boswith, Chartella, Genriel, and the Poison Pen are the 4. And you know one of them is like a long dead, kind of like Shakespearean-esque like author that's like relatively well known that people got. It's like Chaucer or something. It's like, it's outlawed to have Chaucer poetry now. Yeah. And, the crowd kind of like murmurs to themselves and like no one really seems upset by it. Maybe like some people kind of like look more confused than anything and they'll like go back to what they were doing. And yeah, there'll be a copy of this that you can just like keep.
Cool.
So there's 2 though total.
4.
There's 4 total. As you guys are in this crowd and the crowd begins breaking apart, you can make knowledge local checks or perception checks to overhear people like talking about the edicts that just got rolled out. Yeah.
Damn, Tommy.
Tommy, you hear in elderly couple talking. And the only reason you're able to hear them is because your ears, of course, are keener than everyone else's. But because the husband is obviously hard of hearing, his wife's like, oh, so it's outlawed to read things now. What? It's outlawed to read things now. To eat things? And she's like, no. And she's like, they made it illegal to listen to the classics or read the classics. Oh, you know, and she'll say the three names, Bosworth, Chartella, and Genrail, and be like, the classics. And he'll be like, oh, who's the fourth one? And she'll be like, nobody knows. Haven't you been reading the Daily Ledger? Ah! And she'll, like, roll her eyes in frustration and walk off with her husband.
Sounds like my grandparents.
You remember the printing press guy from the very first session. You know,
the boxer.
You know someone that works at the newspaper in town. If you remember, there was Sergio Ayrton, who was a former boxer turned investigative journalist that was at the first protest. And he works for the newspaper that she just referenced.
Interesting.
Indeed. But yeah, the crowd more or less disperses. What would you guys like to do?
If we have time, we should go check out that newspaper then.
Yeah, I'm just scrolling up here. Grigori, boxer turned painter, works for the Free Press. He's the guy you met. Yeah, I mean, the Free Press, I'll say that they have their headquarters, you know, in this district you're in right now, so it's not too much difficulty, maybe like 20 minutes out of your way or whatever, to go, like, ask around, find the address, and go knock on a door. It will be a very small business. It'll have, like, the glass front, a single door, and then a second story above it. Kind of just, like, one big room, and then stairs going up to another big room. You go in, and in the first floor, there'll just be a halfling behind the counter, wearing an apron. His hands and face have like ink stains all over them. And he's in the process of being underneath a very elaborate piece of machinery that has like bits of metal and wood interchanged all over the surface that look like inverted leathers, a printing press. And he's there with like a bunch of very specific looking tools, kind of like whacking parts of it, swearing to himself. And when the door opens, like a little bell will go off and he'll like slide himself out from underneath it and be like, what do you need? And he'll stand up and like kind of dust himself off a bit. He is filthy.
Greetings, sir. We're old friends. We're not friends, but old associates of Grigorli, and we're hoping to have a conversation with him.
The meat, yeah, he's upstairs. He'll like take his like goggles and like pull them back onto his forehead, and he's got like the rings where like they were on his face, and the rest is all soot colored, and he has like this little clear area around his eyes, like an inverted raccoon. And he'll be like, "Oh yeah, meat's upstairs.
May we?"
By all means. He'll go over and like he'll holler like, "Meat, you got visitors!" And he'll go back to the printing press and continue like swearing like a sailor as he tries to fix it.
Thank you.
Yeah. As you guys head upstairs, it's a very Spartan place. You see nice like landscape paintings of some buildings around town. And you see a few pictures of like a coastline from the same angle of like at different seasons or like with different buildings and things like that. Basically like the same coastline over and over again, but different, as if from like different parts of time or like imagined a different way. And they're all from this like higher viewpoint, as if the viewer was like a bird or something, but it's always the same perspective. And that's like maybe about half of his paintings. There's a nice window that he's sitting in front of with an easel, and he's looking out of it right now painting. And you can see that, like, from that vantage point, he's just looking at other buildings. He's not looking at this coastline that's been painted a bunch of times. And as you guys, you know, head upstairs, he'll turn and be like, "Oh, I remember you from the protest." Yes.
Are you Park?
Yeah, he'll like clean his brush and be like, yeah, what can I do for you?
Have you heard about the latest proclamation?
No, I try to keep my ears free of that sort of filth.
I apologize for bringing it to you then.
No, it's fine. I hear about him one way or another, but I'm not gonna waste what precious free moments I have listening to a toddler complain.
I'll kind of chuckle. Oh, blessed be. Good news, bad news. Hopefully the good news is we can at least enjoy some art before it's burned. And I'll offer him the flyer.
He'll like grab it. You notice that his hands as he takes it, they're like Yuri's hands used to be. Like, this guy has definitely been in some street fights. And he like it's the equivalent of like I don't know, Dwayne the Rock Johnson like holding like a something small. Like, it looks the piece of parchment looks comically small in his hands. Even though he's not a half giant like Buddy. Or a half ogre like Buddy. Yeah, he'll like take it and he'll reach into like his apron and he'll pull out a pair of very tiny reading glasses and he'll put them on and be like, uh-huh. Yeah, he's crazy. He'll hand it to you.
100%. However, there must be a reason for him banning these works. And I was hoping that if you have anything you can share about it, it would really help.
And be like, oh, well, Bosworth the Phantom Genril are moderately provocative post-Civil War poets whose works criticized or lampoon House Thrune. All three of them have been dead for decades. The Poison Pen of Kintargo is a little more recent. He'll turn over to like his trash can and he'll pull out a couple of like newspapers that are there. And he'll be like, I like doing the crosswords and the scrambles, and he'll hand them to you. And he'll be like, turn to the arts section. We published a few of them before our printing press was broken by Barzilai's goons. It's really pretty solid rhyme schemes there, but they are pretty offensive. And you can read some pretty nice like rhyming couplets in like from the editor like area or whatever, like ask the viewer, like people can like send in their own letters. And they've published like 2 or 3 of these, and they are signed the Poison Pen of Kintargo as of like a week ago or whatever, when their printing press was still working. And they're all like very dirty limericks involving Barzilai Thrune effectively like fucking dogs.
I will laugh out loud as I read these.
He's like, oh yeah, they're fantastic.
They are incredible.
So yeah, I think we were publishing in the process of printing the 3rd one out when our door was caved in and they just took our printing press apart, shut us down. He kind of shrugs and he's like, it's going to happen eventually, but what are you going to do?
It is still a shame regardless, especially with such incredible artwork.
Oh yeah. He'll kind of like wink and smile and be like, it was good.
I'm assuming you don't have anything but the author's pen name.
Yeah, I will say this, a lot of the times when we get letters from various people, they have to go through an editing process. You know, people don't write the way they talk a lot. The written word is a little more complicated for your average person to tackle, depending on their education. I would say the person who wrote this is someone educated. At the very least, they know how to spell.
Fair.
And I mean, I have to admit, I didn't know how to spell smegma, but he did.
He was truly teaching all the children of Kintargo.
Yep. I don't even know what a grundle is until I looked it up.
Did he reference a Cleveland steamer?
No. There's an Absalom steamer, though.
Absalon steamer, yes. Well, I appreciate you sharing.
Yeah, he'll let you keep the copies. He'll be like, oh, you can take those. We have the originals.
If any more come in, I would love to have an opportunity to read them.
He'll kind of nod and be like, it's been rather quiet for the last week. Haven't really had anyone come in since the guards.
Yeah. What would it take to get that printing press back online?
He'll be like, well, with the impound on stuff coming in, with the ships docked at port, we're having to make do with what we have on hand. Just a little more elbow grease. You can probably get it up and running in time for book 3.
Fantastic.
We give you a thumbs up. So yeah, while he's been talking, what have the 3 of you been up to? As the 2 of them have been having a rather lengthy conversation.
Oh,
and you're like, fucking nerds.
Things and
He's
stuff.
just gonna look at the printing press and its broken pieces and be like, huh.
All right, so you're downstairs with the halfling. As you're
Actually,
looking,
I'll be there too.
Okay, are you touching anything, or are you just looking at it?
I'll see if I can help him in some way.
Be like, you're small. Yeah, get down here with me. You get underneath there, and there's various gears and things like that seem to have been jumbled out of alignment. And he'll begin talking about the specifics of putting it back together. It's outside of your workhouse, unless you have ranks in knowledge engineering.
Oh, I do.
I do.
Yeah.
Oh,
Make a knowledge engineering check. You'll be like, oh yeah, Tommy knows this, and you're like, Tommy will get called downstairs. It's just you and the guy talking upstairs. Yeah, Sezzix and Tommy, you take a look at it. Sezzix, you believe it's missing a part. So, it's there's 2 gears, then there's a third one that's supposed to go there is the current thing he's working on. You'd be like, oh yeah, you're missing that gear. And he's like, yeah, I was seeing if I could make do without. He'll reach into his back pocket and he'll show you the piece of metal and it's just been snapped in half. And he'll be like, fortunately, it's a very specific part. Our forges in this area, they just smelt it together and be too rough to work with. It's a very fine piece of equipment. He'll hand you the broken parts and be like, if you come upon, a broken gear that would work, definitely bring it in, and it would make us get back on track a lot sooner.
Can Buddy see? And I'll offer my hand out to look at it.
Yeah, he'll
Buddy craft one.
He handed them to Sezzix so Sezzix can hand them to Buddy.
Yeah, I will.
Buddy will look at it. He's like, oh, okay. And I'll start carving one.
Yeah.
Out of wood.
Yep.
I'll use a fine birch though.
Yeah, you believe with your engineering checks that the reason it was metal is because it's under a lot of pressure a lot of the time. So a wood one might work for a little bit, but it would likely just break again. Ultimately, you'll have to find a nice metal gear that's of the same dimension as the one he gave you.
Yeah.
But yeah, it seems as if Garm is. It seems as if Caerrat has finished upstairs, so you can come down and rejoin you guys.
Down.
Yeah.
Well, we at least have some fun information and some incredible limericks.
Yeah. You notice that your companions have acquired a side quest as well.
Oh, nice! We all contributed.
We got a side quest without you.
Oh my gosh, I'm so proud of you guys.
Yeah. Yeah, you guys are free to roam the countryside.
As we're leaving, I'll hand the really crude gear over to the halfling and be like, Buddy, fix it for you.
Be like, make a craft check. A craft whittling check. Or craft woodworking or whatever.
It's real bad.
Be like,
none of the gears are the same size. And...
yeah, it obviously
It's
doesn't work. Just from looking at it, it doesn't fit, and he'll be like, oh no, I need one that fits inside here. He'll hand it back to you. Use the other one I gave you as a guide. Maybe trace it or something. I don't know. He'll shrug and be like, I don't think wood's gonna work though. And then he'll mutter under his breath. Sezzix, you can hear because you're lower to the ground. Other people can make a perception check if they would like. The taller you are, the smaller your brain.
Oh man.
Yeah. Tommy won't hear nothing. You say amen, and he'll give you a nod, and he'll be like, yeah. But yeah, what'd you guys like to do next?
Waste some time till then.
Yeah, if you guys just want to fast forward to evening, you can.
I'm good with that.
I'm good with that.
Yeah. Evening falls on the city. Bloop, bloop. It's now nighttime.
We have plenty of reasons to be in the Green District. Risto lives here, so I mean, worst case, we can just go there, Tommy. But
Who's Risto again?
I'll like hold my broken nipple. You don't remember our time with Risto?
Oh! He's gonna be very upset.
Yeah, I'm also.
We'll have to pierce something else.
Do you still have the piercing?
I recovered the piercing, but I
You
haven't
mean
had
my
the money to pay
crown?
for regenerate.
You mean my crown?
Yes, the crown.
Fantastic.
Get Albert with that.
Yeah. As you guys approach the estate, you can see that the grounds to this estate are secured by an iron gate and a wrought iron fence that seems to be 12 feet tall. You imagine there's guards and such in there, though you don't see any to speak of. There does seem to be like a shed or something right by the doors there, though. According
Did he
to
describe?
the map.
Did he describe which room is the son's room?
Yeah, he would say it's the one in the bottom right.
Looks like a prime window to me.
And then the one next door to it is the father's room. The other one with the bed there. Slightly larger.
Sezzix.
Yeah. Is he gonna freak out when he sees a rat boy, though?
Well, there's a window.
Also, that is the second story. The first story, he did not draw out for you. But there is a very cinematic Romeo and Juliet-esque vine terrace that one could climb up to the second story window. And he'll be like, yes, he's, I happen to know he's used that window before to escape his father's clutches. So you could very easily use it to go in.
Or, maybe sneak in.
Be like, yes, you could certainly sneak in. It will support a good amount of weight, I'd say.
Will it support Buddy?
Maybe one at a time. It'll support you guys.
But he can just stand in front of the guard door and not let them out.
Buddy just sits in front of the guard door and as a weight keeps it closed.
But yeah, so you guys are like outside on the street. What would you guys like to do?
I assume I'm gonna climb it and go give him the letter.
Sure. You can certainly scale the fence. Give me a stealth check.
Sure.
Rolls a 3. It's a 26.
Sure.
I'm really good at one thing, guys.
And yet has the loudest weapon in the entire game.
You only need the one round of surprise,
Yeah. You are able to climb the thing and drop into the hedge on the other side. Let me share this real quick and let's throw down some minis for you guys. All right, Sezzix, go ahead and place yourself where you would like to sneak down to. And the estate, let's say, this is showing you maybe a sixth of it. So it goes 2 more maps, 1 north, 1 south, and then this is one of 9 maps that would make up the estate. If that makes sense, it's middle left. And it's a tic-tac-toe board. This is the middle left spot.
Gotcha.
That's how big it is. So these grounds go all the way around the building.
Would I be able to unlock the front gate so in case something goes wrong, my allies could rush in?
Yeah. So on your second turn, you can go over to the gate. Give me a disable device check.
Ooh, that one's not trained.
You cannot make it untrained.
Okay.
But you should.
Would I be able to knowledge engineering to open it?
You make a knowledge engineering check to see if it has a structural flaw that would allow your companions to burst it open. You think that it's pretty secure, and you estimate that it has a break DC of 25. So they need to get a 25 on a strength check to burst through this.
Would I be able to break it quietly while I do this?
No.
Okay. Then we probably should.
Also, you'd have to get like a natural 20 on your strength check. Alternatively, you could just climb the gate like your companion did.
And not leave a trace that someone had just broken in here.
Climb.
These are probably.
I have a +10 to climb.
All right, so it took you like a round or something to look at that. What do you guys want to do?
I don't have a -1 to climb.
You're
Are there
wearing
no
armor.
guards in the courtyard?
Oh, my armor.
There are no guards presently in the courtyard.
Yeah, did we want me to just try to like sneak in and give the guy the letter?
Why don't you do a round, like just up this front here? See if anyone's like hanging out or moving around. Try and find if there's a guard route or patrol or something. If there isn't, the rest of us will come in. But until we know that guards aren't going to walk through, I'm not going inside of there.
Yeah, do you want to loop around the house?
Yeah,
Okay.
just try to like find out as much as I can, and then come
I
back
will allow
really
you to loop
quick.
around the house. As you move from map to map, I will have you make a new stealth check. So give me, let's say, 4 more stealth checks as you're moving from like cover to cover and stuff like that. As you scramble around, you're pretty stealthy. You see 4 guards that are moving in like a 2x2. There's like 2 of them and 2 of them. And they're rotating around like the front half. This is like the back side of the estate. They're moving around like the front half of the estate. They don't seem to go into the back side. You do, however, see another creature that is rather horrific looking that seems to be patrolling the back side. And as you pass it, we'll roll a d4 to see which one of these it is. The third one, a 31, it will make a perception check to try and see you. It does not see you, but you see it, and I will show you its art. Every strip of this 3-headed hound's hide has been peeled away, leaving wet sinew and bulging tendons exposed. And here's a artist's rendering of what it would look like if it captured a halfling.
Ooh.
So you see that thing, and it's like snarling and moving around. It's skulking like you are. Give me a perception check. You might not see it immediately, as it is also stealthing, dropping like in and out of sight. Yeah, you barely catch a glimpse of it as it's like moving from one of the hedges to the other. Sniffing. One head's like sniffing the ground, one's looking like left to right, and the other's like looking straight ahead. And the guards seem to give it a berth. And that's why they're not going in the back.
I'm going to as well.
It wanders onto this map. Whoops, I have to do this. Let me delete these guards. Yes, giving it a wide berth is a good call. Those of you outside, as your companion has wandered off to do stuff, give me a perception check. You guys do not see anything. Does it see you on the other side? It does not see you. You guys don't see each other until it gets to about here. And then it sees you and you see it at the same time. Boop. As it's like dark out and shit like that. Sezzix is elsewhere. I imagine he's like stealthed slightly off the map. Yeah. As it sees you guys standing at the door, it will begin growling at you with 3 heads. Not barking, growling. What would you guys like to do?
We're not doing anything wrong. We're outside.
Leave the dog alone. Get out of line of sight.
I'll like 5-foot step to the side.
Yeah, that's a wrought iron gate, so there's just metal bars.
Gotcha. I guess I'll start moving backwards.
Yeah, as you begin moving backwards, it will like move forward and continue growling. As you just took like a step back. If you guys want to like move away and like
It's time to walk on, boys.
go away from this area, it'll likely continue on.
But he does make a good scapegoat for Sezzix.
Buddy, come on. Let's go for a walk.
Yeah, it will follow you guys from like 30 feet along the inside as you guys walk along the perimeter of the fence before, I imagine, like turning off onto the side street. Is that a fair assumption? I don't know. You guys haven't told me if you're doing that.
We'll leave Sezzix in there to do his thing. If he's not dead from that thing, then I'm gonna say he's good.
Yeah, it seems to be now more actively patrolling like this map. But you can continue with your stealthing if you want. It's effectively making sure those other people that are outside don't come back. And it's looking more in that direction than in your direction, Seish. Though with one of its heads, it seems to always be looking behind it. So what do you want to do, Sezzix?
So I know, like, I watched all of that happen. I saw my companions escape.
Yeah, you were well stealthed. You saw your companions get found out, and it kind of like growl at them until they left.
Can I just like also get out then and go meet up with them? Tell them what I know.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I'll do that. And like tell them about the 2 pairs of guards. How we probably don't want to go in around the back, and they saw why.
Well, we want to go in through the back because there's no guards. There's just this puppy.
That thing.
Yeah. So I'm thinking one of us can be used as bait.
Recognized. Yeah.
Use it as bait, walk the dog up north while you make your way inside. Because
do we just want me to go in solo? Do you guys just not want to go cross the fence?
I think that's
seen.
There's no way I can get over without being seen.
Splitting the party.
I will fall into those hedges and get fucked.
But he can just throw you over.
I could.
But no, if everyone agrees that's like the smarter option, I'm fine with that.
Yeah, whatever you guys want to do. Just let me know when you're all set.
Yeah, I have a -4 to stealth. There's no way I'm getting across this lawn without being seen.
Heard. Clank, clank, clank.
And I'm wearing heavy armor, yeah, like, I'm gonna be shining when they point light at me.
Yeah.
Buddy is very stealthy. Buddy just closes his eyes and no one can see him.
He's John Cena's it.
As
It
Buddy
seems like
says,
your companions are leaving you to figure this out on your own, buddy.
Yeah.
Champ. I can't use buddy anymore. I have to use champ.
whenever Buddy talks.
All right, Seish, give me that stealth check. Your
something dumb,
companions, what are you going to do to distract the dogs? Who's going to do that?
I'll do it.
Sure.
Yeah, we could probably like have the dog go to like the top left corner while Seish goes down south.
Yeah, you can have the dog go to the next map as well. There's another map above it. You can go to the north tic-tac-toe grid, right? And like kite the dog up that way.
Yeah, let's distract that way.
Sure. Give me I'll just roll a d20, Tommy. Let's put some rolls in here. Yeah, it's like high enough to like get the dog's attention and then like make it look like you're like, oh no, a dog, as you like walk away or whatever.
Just fucking sneeze.
Yeah, it will make a sense motive check.
Yeah, I was just gonna clank my scythe on the wall.
Don't pull out a weapon. We're still in town. It'll start chasing you just from it being like you seeing it.
I was gonna pretend to be drunk and like tripping over myself.
Yeah, it
So, like,
follows
you
you
know,
north.
gonna get
Give me a
cool.
stealth check, Sezzix. Sure, you can very easily get across there. You want to climb up the vine trellis?
Yeah, that's like where the 5 is.
Yeah,
right?
give me a climb check.
This is where we run into problems.
The ivy there makes it a little easier. You're unable to make any ascend this turn. I will say you distract the dog for 1d6 rounds. 4 rounds. All right, 3 rounds remain. You want to try again?
Yeah, I guess so.
Sure. You begin clambering up the wall. What is your move speed?
20.
Rat should have really good climbing. Like,
It's a strength check.
20?
Oh.
All right. You spend your entire turn climbing and you reach the window. Looking inside, you see a well-appointed room. There is... What time of night are you here?
We never decided, but probably something like midnight, right?
There are no lights in the room. And the curtains, evens, are drawn. No, they'll be drawn. He doesn't want to look at that nasty fucking dog.
That's fair.
Start of round 3. The dog seems to be losing interest in you, but it hasn't left yet, Tommy. The window is closed.
Can I knowledge engineering to try to figure out a way to open it? Like some flaw?
You want
It's
to
a
try to
window.
open it?
What was that, Garm?
It's a window.
It is a
Yeah,
window.
like it's locked on the inside, isn't it?
you just,
Do you want to try to
knock
open
on
it?
Closed.
Just knock on it.
Yeah, I'll try to open it.
It opens.
You're friendly. Why wouldn't you knock?
They have that fucking dog outside. You think they lock their doors and windows? I don't even lock my windows.
Yeah, the window will open. It'll be like one of those nice like double windows that like if you were like Juliet, you could like open them to like greet the day and like your little Disney songbirds and shit like that as you like begin singing your morning song. It's like one of those cinematic windows. So like it'll open, but instead of like this like beautiful cinematic thing, there's like a fucking nasty sewer rat like climbing into this room. You see a person asleep in a bed. It's a nice 4-poster bed. It's got like beautiful like silken sheets and like those things hanging between the posts. And there's a person sleeping there. It seems to be a man from his like form and like his snoring.
Can I recognize the man as the one that was described by the pirate captain?
Pirate captain did not describe him. He just said it was this guy's room. And he gave you his name.
If they're so fancy, can I look for some like embroidered clothes that have his initials or something?
Sure, you go into the room and begin looking at his clothes. Is that correct?
Yes.
Sounds good. At the end of this round, Cobra, the dog is like lost interest in you as like one head's still looking behind it and begins whining a little bit. The middle one will like snap at it, and then the third head will like also begin like whining, and the dog will kind of like bound back to its like route that it was doing before.
Can I throw... what do I have in my inventory?
Well, how close was it to the gate or to the fence?
It's 30 feet away.
Can I throw a coffee pot?
How do you have a coffee?
You
Why
can
do you
do,
have a coffee
Cobra,
pot?
you can do whatever you would like. Welcome
Okay,
to
I'd like to
Pathfinder.
throw a coffee pot against the wall in the corner of the yard to make noise.
Sure, you
like,
take a coffee pot and you throw it. Are you doing this when the dog's no longer looking at you? It seems to always be looking at you with its 3 heads.
When it's not looking at me, like when it's walking away finally.
Yeah, when the dog is like out of sight on the next turn, so you like begin retrieving a coffee pot this turn. The dog will return to this map. The dog is here. Seishi is inside this room. There's a dude asleep. The dog will make a perception check to see if it notices the open window. Go ahead and throw your coffee pot. Make an attack roll, and we'll see if you get louder than my perception check.
What attack roll do I roll?
Yeah, just make like a base attack bonus plus dex.
Okay, what's my BAB? So 4 plus +1.
Plus 5, baby. See how loud your coffee pot is.
Oof.
You throw your coffee pot, and it lands in a hedge and makes no noise.
Oof.
I'll jump over the fence.
1.
Hold on.
2, 3,
I'll
4,
like
5,
look at
6,
Buddy as he's
7,
walking
8,
up.
9,
No.
12,
He's already inside.
14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. The dog does not notice the window is open. But none of you know this. This is like out of game knowledge, whether or not the dog knows it, because you're not on this map. Only Sezzix is. But it begins patrolling south. Sezzix, next turn, what do you want to do? You begin looking through here for like Noble's clothes. You're like rooting through his shit. Yeah, you find like some nice filigree shirts. Also on the table, there's like some stationery and stuff like that. There's a very fragrant aroma in the air. You see like an incense burner that's like going. Yeah, what else do you want to do on this turn?
A question for my compatriots out of game. Do I just like leave the letter, or do I try to wake him up?
I thought he was
if I wake him up, that could lead to screaming.
I think the captain said he would leave with us. I thought he mentioned something about it.
Correct.
Like after he reads the letter, so he probably needs to be awake.
Give him the letter and then do as he says, and that's how you get your favor.
You can wake him by holding his mouth so he can't scream.
That's so bad.
A little rat dude is holding your mouth. You wake up. Read the letter. Read the letter.
Well, Sezzix, they're not here. What do you want to do?
I'll like shimmy his side from behind to like try to stir him awake, or I'll put the letter like on his face, and then I'll do that. And as soon as he starts to wake up, I'll dart under his bed.
You're a monster under his bed now.
Sure. Make a stealth check. I'll let you make a stealth check at a -20. And he'll make a perception check.
Let's fucking go.
Natural 1, dude. He does not see you. He like starts like, what's this? And he'll like kind of like blink a couple of times. He'll kind of like feel it. He's like, what is this? He'll rummage on his nightstand for like something, and you'll hear like the lighting of like a tinder twig, and he'll like light his oil lamp that's next to him, and be like with blurry eyes, he'll like begin like taking in that it's like a letter, and he'll like crack the seal with the letter opener there on his nightstand, and he'll begin reading it. The dog will move 30 feet south, making the DC to notice the window 5 easier. As we draw closer and closer to inevitability. He'll make a perception check. I don't know, he could roll shitty the whole time. Natural 1, dude. He does not notice the window.
Is that 2 natural 1s from you in a row? Ooh.
Tommy,
how does it feel, Walter?
Tommy and Buddy are up north. Or sorry, Tommy's up north. Buddy and Caerrat are down south, I think.
Yeah, I'm holding Buddy from jumping.
Tommy, what do you want to do? Your coffee pot did not do anything. The dog has not come back. Your coffee pot, though, you literally just threw it in a bush.
You can't get that coffee pot back.
I can get another one from work. It's not a big deal.
Oh no! It's got the name.
No, I bought it.
It's like the Starbucks coffee cup.
No, I bought it. And
it's the Larry Alonro's branded coffee house.
No, I bought it and it was part of my starter gold, so it doesn't have any name on it.
It's like the generic Kirkland brand.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Do we still have those plates that are worth 50 gold?
You each have a plate worth 50 gold.
Okay. Can I?
No, do it. It's not
like, fuck, I need something to throw, and you like reach into your bag for something. You're like, 50 gold. 50 gold. Fuck it, and you just throw it like a frisbee.
It has to be something not. Okay, because it's a heavy platinum plate. What plus do I get to throwing this?
I'll give you. That's a masterwork, so I'll give you a +1. It's a masterwork weapon.
Okay, so a 6. All right, let's go.
Oh my god!
Throwing it to make noise.
Yeah, there's like up there. There's like a statue, and you throw it. And you see this shape and you're like, maybe that's a guard. And you throw it and it hits and you hear the sound of like metal hitting stone. And then it drops onto the ground and like clatters into some marble. And the dog will like, its 3 heads will perk up and it will begin barking and it'll run north. As the dog barks, the dude who's reading the letter, his eyes widen and then he'll like look out and the window's open and be like, is there someone here? Who brought me this? Is there anyone? He'll like jump up out of bed and be like, Good,
I'll
good.
come out at like the foot of the bed.
He'll go over. He's wearing his night clothes. He's not wearing this stuff. However, this is what he looks like. You notice that one of his arms is weird. It's like withered and atrophied.
Ooh.
And he has like a silken sling that it's holding in. And he'll like go over and like with one hand he'll close one window, with the other he'll close the other window, and then he'll draw the curtains and he'll be like, "You brought me this."
Yes, I delivered it from the captain. I forgot his name.
Cassius.
Cassius.
So you see this guy, Marquel Aulorian, a young man with a gentle face and a fine dark brown hair, but bags under his eyes hint at the fact he's not been sleeping well of late. Although he's fit and healthy, his right arm is withered and atrophied. He carries it close to his chest. He's like, good, then we must go. He will go over to the dresser that you were rummaging through earlier and like open the armoire next to it. He'll grab the jacket that's there to like throw over himself, and he'll get a bag, and he will kind of like grab a couple of things and put it into the bag, and then he'll like shoulder the bag, and that'll be what he does on this turn. The dog comes north. The dog is off the map again. The dog comes north, and you hear the sound of teeth crunching into platinum, and like kind of like a little tug of war thing between a couple of the heads, and then the third head will like authoritatively growl, and the other two heads will whimper, and it will patrol back over to where you are, Cobra. And as it sees you, you see like its ears go back, like it's doing the angry thing, and it'll begin snarling at you. And you will see the flicker of torchlight coming along the north as some of the guards are coming this way.
Well, I'll just guard off, like do a big round on the block and meet up with my companions on the other side.
Yeah, as you run away, it'll like run to the bars there, and it'll just begin barking ferociously. Two of the heads will be like biting at the bars and stuff like that, and you'll run off. You can easily hear ferocious barking, Seishi, coming from the northern part, even through the closed windows.
I will ask this guy how fast he can get out, as it sounds like my companion did something stupid.
Be like, I have everything I need. We're going out the way you came in?
That was my plan. How fast can you make it across the fence?
It's gonna be difficult. He'll like gesture at his stubby arm.
I had to have a stubby.
I mean, the dog's distracted, but he can come over and help. All the guards are on that side of the yard.
Be like, but the first things first. Gotta get that window open. He'll look at you. If you would.
Just go open the window.
He'll be like, thanks. And he'll go over, and you'll see he begins very carefully like negotiating the vine trellis with his one arm. Seems like he moves very slow doing this.
This is not going to end well, but I'll go down too.
Yeah, give me your strength. Give me your climb check. He will also make a climb check. Yikes. He falls.
Oh no!
the vines he's holding on, like the ivy rips, and he's like, huh! And he manages to like stop himself from crying, but he does fall and take 2d6 points of falling damage. He takes 7. He looks bloodied as he hits the ground.
No.
As like he cracks into the ground on his good arm, and he like coughs up blood. He's like, and he'll like try to like start righting himself. The guards show up in the north. Nobody sees this. And the dog is snarling. And the guards be like, what is it? And the dogs will just like snarl at the guards. And one of the guards will be like, fan out, check the perimeter. The guards will begin heading south. They'll be there next turn. You can all hear the dog barking. Tommy runs up to you guys like one map away in an alleyway, a little out of breath. And he's like, the dog's irritated. Or whatever you would like to say, Tommy.
Dog's distracted.
Yeah, you can all hear barking.
Yeah, I say they're on the other side of the yard. Everyone's over there.
Well, this seems to be going well.
So we should.
Sezzix, you didn't fall, but you did not make any progress.
Did I see them fall?
You guys are not on the map, as far as I understand.
Okay.
And to see someone is a DC 0 -1 for every square of distance, and it's nighttime, so you have to get like above a 20 to be able to see them right now. Because they don't have a light source, as far as I know.
Even with night vision?
Do you have night vision?
I think as like an Ogrekin, I have some sort of...
Should be listed under your senses. But yeah, with dark vision, you'd be able to see them. It would still be a -1 per square. So if you were standing like right at the but it's like a -20 check. If you're standing like right here, it'd be a DC 0 to see them, buddy. Where I've just put your mini. Otherwise, you'd have to roll. And I think you guys are a little removed. So I'd say if you have dark vision, it's like a DC 10 to see the window open and then come out. So if you want to roll that up,
Sure.
Oh, Sir, you see them open the window. You see this man. He seems to be moving with one hand. Maybe the other one's like holding his bag or whatever. And as he goes to get footing, he just falls. And you see him fall behind the hedges and you don't see him anymore. Sezzix does not fall, but Sezzix is like stuck in the vines and doesn't make any progress.
Okay. I'll have something to do for my turn.
Yeah, what do the three of you want to do for your turn?
I will, Buddy, you have a good arm, right?
Buddy does have 2 good arms, actually.
Awesome. I will reach into my pocket and pull out like a copper piece or something and cast silence on it. I'll hand it to Buddy. Throw it at them.
Okay.
Cool. Make I think silence is a 1-round cast time, or is it a standard? But Buddy, you'll be making a attack roll. Plus your dexterity modifier. Target number is a 5. Where do you want it to land? Just put your mini where you want it to land.
Oh, the range is long.
Yeah, you just want to cast it on the ground over there? You can cast it on a point in space, but it's cast on 1 round, correct?
Yes, it's of 1 round, so it'll go off next round. I'll just cast it. I can see,
you can see like the ground or the air in front of it or whatever with your dark vision. Yeah, so you can put it wherever you want. So at the start of the next turn, it'll go off.
Sounds good.
Can't you just target it on me and then
I can't see you.
Oh, no, because I'm still stuck up in the vines.
Aren't you? Yeah, he is stuck up in the vines.
If I can see him, then I'll cast it on him.
Yeah, when you finish, I think you pick your target. For what it's worth, because he might drop out of sight before then. Because if he falls off the thing or whatever, he'll be broken line of sight.
Or if I just climb down like a normal person.
Let's have Sezzix, my guard. Let's just, I'll just roll initiative for everyone here. Because, depending on the sequencing of this, if you get the silence off in time, it'll be good. Sezzix, you're up first. Now I'll roll a d20 for my guard. A 12, and I'll roll a d20 for my aristocrat. A 14. Sounds good. So the guard will go last in the series of events, and then Caerrat will go. Caerrat got a 4.
Earned a 4.
I just moved down now, right?
Make a climb check. Target number is a 10. You do not make any purchase. Would you like to just fall?
Sure.
You see Sezzix is stuck there and he's like, yeah. And then he just gnaws through like the vine that's got his foot caught and he just falls as well. You take 2d6 points of damage, and with your other action, you can stand up. You take 8 damage as you crater into the ground below. Next up is the dog. The dog bounds back onto the map. The dog will make a perception check. Oh, this is getting intense, boys. The dog sees the aristocrat on the ground and begins howling in alarm. The other guards, which were like heading north or whatever, will now be coming south when they show up on the map later. That was his turn, was getting back on the map. Buddy, you see the dog. Your friend's like, throw this in a second. He hasn't finished casting yet. Do you want to just wait?
I'll wait.
Okay. Tommy, what do you want to do?
Seeing as the dog's sounding the alarm, I want to climb over in case they need help.
Sure, give me a climb check.
Since they know we're here, couldn't you just break open the gate too?
He would have to roll a natural 20 on his strength score to break open the gate.
Definitely got that.
I'd have to do a 19 or 20.
It's a very nicely made gate. But yeah, give me that climb check. This is only DC 10.
Oh, damn.
Lol.
Damn.
You like
I
one
still
arm
rolled strength.
vault over this thing. Go ahead and move yourself. The fence will take 20 feet of movement to cross.
Okay, well, I have 20 feet of movement.
You have a move action still. Do you want to do anything?
Do
Do you want to go down the other side, or do you want to be like up top to help them?
Sezzix is going to need help to get over that fence.
Yeah, I'll stay at the fence to help them up.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Caerrat, you finished casting your spell. What do you want to do with the rest of your turn?
Seems
If you moved to the gate, you could see through.
Well, there's a hedge.
No, I mean like up just north.
Oh,
of
up
Tommy.
to where the gate is?
Oh, like if I
Yeah.
come up here and then just cast it, I can see. I want you to be able to carry the rock out so that you have silence.
So you
for
can
4
just
rounds.
cast it on him.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. I'll just cast it on him. That works.
Buddy, your companion did not hand you anything to throw. Do you want to do anything?
Well, since I did see Tommy
You're
go
like,
up,
where's the copper piece?
I
Buddy
did.
just got bamboozled.
Yeah.
Sorry, buddy.
Yeah, Tommy's like posted up on the top, and he's like got one of his hands there for them to like use when they get to him.
Yeah. So I'll use my movement to go next to Tommy, and then I'll use my action to do what Tommy did and like try and climb up there just like he did.
Sure, give me a climb check.
Boop.
What a waste.
Best nat 20s.
Easiest
What a
climb
waste.
checks I've ever had.
Yeah, I'm gonna delete this real quick because I'm just gonna repopulate it with all of them now that they're all here. The guards show up. Not all of them will show up. Just the 2 that were up there, and the other 2 are 1 round off the map, but they're all coming here. Yep, that was their turn. Was showing up, and they actually showed up before Caerrat did. Sezzix. And my guy gets to go. My guy will stand up, and he like clutches his wounds, and he'll move 30 feet. He is over here, and with like the street lights or whatever, he'll see you guys up there like posted up, ready for him, like with your hands extended. And he'll be like limping and running towards you, like like holding his atrophied arm. And you guys will now all see that dude, though he's not wearing all his finery. Top of the round, Sezzix.
I'm just booking it. I'm double moving towards my companions.
You have your character. Feel free to move him.
I did. I'm slow.
Yes, you are, and my dog is not.
Uh-oh.
My doggy will go. My doggy will charge you.
Uh-oh.
Holy shit.
One.
I
if it
guess I'm
can.
making a new character.
If it can. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, he definitely can. Yeah, he'll try to bite you. +2 on this. 27. Does that hit?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it already hit on a 25. I apologize. As it hits you, make a fortitude save. Cool. Nothing happens.
Woo.
But you take an amount of bite damage. You take 5 as one of the jaws bites you. The guards will go. One of them will cry like, alarm, alarm! And you'll begin seeing like lights go on inside the estate as like the other guards that are not on the map yet are not getting alerted. They draw their javelins, and they will throw their javelins at a -8, I think, at you. Yeah, they'll throw their javelins, so they have -2 from range, -4 because you're in melee. So a net of -4. So 2 attacks and -4 on you. Boom, the nat 20 always hits. We'll roll to confirm that. Does not confirm. You will, however, get javelin a single time, as one miraculously hits you for 3.
Hey.
You see some javelins fly out. It looks like they're going pretty wide. One, though, does manage to hit your companion. What do you want to do, Tommy?
Can I charge the dog?
No, because you're straddling the fence right now.
Okay. I'll move. So getting off is going to take an action, right?
You'd have to basically spend 10 feet of movement just going off the other side.
Okay. So I'll double move them.
Garm, where's your silence is a 20-foot radius?
20-foot radius, yeah.
Okay. It is rather quiet now inside that little area. The dude will go. He'll move around this fucking dog. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He will move, to here. He, like, runs past you, and as he, like, shambles past you, he'll, like, kind of look at you bleary-eyed, like, what are you doing? Get out of here! The guards will go. These two will show up on the map. These other two will switch to their, Gunsarms. They cannot charge you, but they will double move to engage with you, Mr. Tommy.
Didn't guards just throw javelins at me?
I think they did it last turn. Or maybe they did already act this turn.
Yeah, they threw them since I last moved.
Oh, okay. There's 2 sets of guards. So, sounds good.
Yeah.
Ceiret, go ahead. Let's do that. Simplified. What do you want to do?
I will walk up to here. Buddy, high five.
I'll give Buddy I'll give Ceiret a high five.
Bull strength. You have +4 to your strength.
Cool.
Sweet!
You
Buddy.
just put a -4 in your stat damage, and it'll auto do everything for you.
Gotcha.
Buddy.
Buddy's here to help. So Buddy's gonna jump down. It's right here with his movement. And then can I use my action to basically just like pull what's this guy's name? Marquel over to the fence and like help push him up?
Yeah, give me a combat maneuver check. You'll be repositioning him. Yep. I don't think you can fail. On a 1, you can fail as you, like, grab his clothes and they rip off. Yeah, you just kind of, like, grab him and put him on the other side of you, and you're currently holding him up.
Perfect.
One of these guards will cry out, like, no, they're kidnapping the master's son! Sezzix. Scoundrels!
Let's see.
There's a dog bearing down on you.
Looks like I can get to here without
that's a charitable dog. You are engaged with it, so if you're withdrawing, the first square of movement does not provoke. Are you taking the withdraw action?
Yes.
Yeah, so you like withdraw south and then run over that way. Sounds good.
Yeah.
Has everyone gotten to go this turn? Yep. All right. My dog will go. Yeah, it's going to chase down this person that snuck in. Oh, look, Tommy, it came right to you. It will again bite Sezzix. It will again hit. It will again lament its, oh, sweet. That's its turn. The guards that drew javelins will draw their Gunsarms, and they will move down to engage. Tommy. What would you like to do?
I would like to standard attack the dog.
Sure.
Let's see here.
Hidden cleave. Oh my gosh.
No,
I'm
because
so proud of him.
Yeah. Where's regular? Oh yeah. Overhand chop.
Oh, you totally hit. You take your scythe and you drive it into this creature's hide. It roars quietly as you're in an area of silence, but it seems to cause it a good amount of pain. Anything else for your turn? It is still standing. It is not bloodied.
Can I push Sezzix out of the way?
You have a move action left. So you can do whatever a move action would entail. Reposition would be a standard action.
I don't really think there's anywhere I want to move.
Don't want to 5-foot step or anything? All right.
No, I want to keep everyone in.
These two guards will move 30 and throw their javelins at the person kidnapping the master's kid. They'll get a -2 on these, so a net wash, so it'll just be rolling raw d20s. A natural 1 and 1 hit. You take a javelin, buddy.
Oh, no.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, I still had wounds from last time.
That's been fixed.
You have 6 wounds on you now.
There we go.
The guards have gone. Sear it.
You should probably heal.
Cool.
Hopefully.
I will take a step here, and I can see through like the hedges, right? I can just channel.
The hedge is 5 feet tall, so you can't see Sezzix. But you can move to the gate, but then you still wouldn't be able to see him.
Yeah, I wouldn't have sight of him.
But I mean, you don't have to target people to channel.
Oh, cool. Then I will just channel and heal you guys.
Alternatively, you cannot deselect the dog right now. But you can channel out of the other square. Because the dog is 35 feet from you.
I'm sorry?
So, channel is like a fireball. It affects all targets. If you do selective channeling, you have to target the people you're choosing not to heal. You can't target the dog because you can't see it.
But he's out of 30 feet.
But he's out of 30 feet, so it doesn't matter, is what I'm saying.
Sick. Okay, I understand that.
If you spent like a move action percepting, I'd let you like see him or whatever. There's just like this obscuring thing between you.
I will include Mr. Hedgeboy.
Sure. Oh, he's full healed.
Yeeted himself down.
We did it!
He's like, blessings, thank you. It's a full team. He kind of smirks a little bit. He's like, a tale to tell, a tale to tell. Buddy, what do you want to do?
Once we're outside.
Can I use my action to just like push him up and over?
Sure. You like push him up and over.
Excellent.
He scrambles to the other side and we'll land next to Sezzix.
I'll then or to Caerrat. I'll then gesture to Sezzix to be like, Sezzix, come here, I'll throw you over.
Your companion says nothing. You're in an area of silence.
Oh. Really in it? I guess.
Your companion is in an area of silence. Regardless of what you say, he hears nothing.
Oh, okay. I didn't know it worked both ways. Gotcha.
Yes.
Yeah.
Fun.
The sound waves do not go within 20 feet of him in all directions.
I'll be like waving at him though. Maybe I'll make eye contact with him.
Sure. I mean, you see your companion like ferrying people over the top. Sezzix, what do you want to do?
Move right to Buddy.
Yeah, you're gonna withdraw.
Yeah.
Cool. Yep. You come on over to Buddy.
Oh.
Cool. It is now real quiet over here.
That is withdraw a full round or just move?
Full round.
Okay, so I'm here then.
The dog will go. It's got new prey. It doesn't have to move. It'll bite you 3 times. These have flanking. Chomp, chomp, chomp. Give me 3 fortitude saves.
Jeez.
It only hit me twice, though.
Oh, 2 fortitude saves. Well, fine then, Mr. Fancy Pants. You're fine. Nothing seems to happen. The guards will go. These are the guards that moved down to you, right? Yep.
Yeah.
They will attack with their guisarmes. They will see what feats they have. They have the feats. They have ability, focus, perception. Nice. That one will miss you. The other one that does not have flanking will hit you. We'll try to, at least. Will also miss you. They both swing and miss at you as you dodge those 2 attacks. Tommy, you're up.
If I provoke, do I provoke from all 3 heads?
No, the dog only has 1 action. Yo, it hit you with 2 things, though?
Yeah.
You are rended for another 5 as the 2 heads rend you. Yeah, it's a dog.
I'm going to move 20 feet here.
Are you withdrawing?
I don't have withdrawal, I don't think.
It's a free thing. All you do is move on your... If all you're doing is moving on your turn, you can withdraw, and the first square you leave doesn't provoke. So you could withdraw, like, diagonally north, and then only provoke from the guard.
Then yes, I'd like to withdraw.
Sounds good. Yeah, give me a climb check as you get to the gate and you want to try scrambling over the wall.
Feels climb.
Oh, when you withdraw, you can still try to get over the gate.
Yes. All withdrawing is a double move where your first square doesn't provoke. Do you want to try a climb check too, Sezzix?
Yeah.
Yeah. Both of you are on the gate, but not over it yet. Because Tommy went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So both of you are on the gate, but not over it yet. These guys will throw their last javelin. They'll move another 30 feet, and they'll throw at those targets that are up on the thing. We'll just do 1 javelin on each of you. 1 on Sezzix, 1 on Tommy. They both go wide, clattering into the street and like the buildings behind you. Caerrat.
I will delay.
Oh, the dude that's with you will like rush.
Oh yeah,
rush off.
Oh yeah, I'll get him out of here. You guys seem like you're fine. I will donate a channel to you guys to make sure you guys don't spontaneously die, and then I'm gonna escort this guy out.
Okay, buddy.
Well, it seems like we got this under. So I'm gonna walk over here and try and climb over the fence.
But he's like, all right, going in, making that new character now, Walter.
Time to die.
In for a penny, in for a pound. You make that climb check.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's okay.
They're gonna take one last round of attacks. Sezzix gets to go. You drop off the other side. Basically, they're all gonna make the dog can't. I'll give the dog like a -8 because it has to attack you while you're up there. The dog will make one final bite at you at a -8. It misses. The 2 guards with their Gusarms don't have a penalty. They'll make attacks on you, and then you can drop off the other side. And then they will not be able to catch up to you because the dog can't climb over the 12-foot high thing, and the people in armor are not going to go over it quickly. So they both miss at you, and you guys are able to slip away into the night with your care package in tow. Combat is over.
See, you weren't gonna die. I came in to save you.
I had 3
And out of game for what it's worth, Sezzix failed the save. You guys succeeded. Nothing happens that you know of at this point.
Can I make a knowledge planes check about that fucking dog?
Sure, you can make a knowledge plans check about that dog.
That was a fucking dog, dude. That was
You
the
have no idea
scariest
what it
dog
is.
I've seen in my life.
This is a scary dog. But yeah, once you guys can catch your breath, the guy that's with you will kind of like, oh, thank you for my rescue. And he'll like drop his satchel and he'll like open it up and you'll see there's like pants in it, and he'll like begin putting on his pants one leg at a time, just like the rest of us.
Can we ask him about that dog so Garm can reroll planes check with more information?
He'll be like, I don't know anything about it. It was a gift from House Thrune to my father for his, hate to put it so crassly, dick sucking. Or ass kissing. Take your preference.
Both are necessary services in the House of Throne. Fuck them. Seer Taraya.
Yes. He'll extend his good arm, and with his bad arm, he just has it like now completely hidden underneath his jacket, and it looks like he's just one-armed. And he'll be like, Marquel Aulorian, at your service. And he'll like bow, and he'll like move his luscious Fabio hair to one side of his head. He's like, apologies, I'm a mess. I haven't had time to fix this.
Oh, it is mighty fine.
Can we sense motive to see if he's a gay boy?
Yeah, I mean, your Gaydar triggers. He's certainly
okay.
He's certainly somewhere. You know,
I told you.
He certainly is expressing himself, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Flamboyant and fabulous.
Yes.
Sarah and I are giggling because we thought they were fucking, and we think we're right now.
Oh, you're 100% right. But like the captain's like very, very stern. He's like, this is a matter of utmost importance. Yeah, he's like, well, I hate to catch a cold out here. Do you mind leading the way to the ship? I imagine it said he was on his vessel. And he holds the letter. Here's what the letter said that you guys didn't get to read it. The letter reads, My dearest Marquel, this city is no longer a place for artists. Every day you remain is a day your wings remain clipped, and the nib of your delightful pen remains dry. My cabin is yours, if you wish to trust these messengers to escort you to me. Also, for what it's worth, you guys had a much easier way to deliver that letter. Which was your Ardent Crows. You have your Silver Ravens. They literally send a message to someone.
Totally
so you could have just sent him the letter, and then the crow can also reply. So his reply would have been, message received, but I cannot leave on my own. I shall await your escort this midnight, and shall arrange to leave the gate unlocked for your convenience. Take care to mind my father's hound. My quarters, to which I am confined, shall be led by 2 red candles. So, like, if you just use the item that you got at the start of the game, like, all of this is hand-waved.
Not even in my inventory right now.
I think.
Don't worry,
didn't you
4.
bury one of the ravens with Yuri?
I think the one Yuri had.
So you
got
have
buried.
5 left now instead of 6. Yeah.
Uh,
I mean, like, you call it back and it'll like burst out of the ground like a zombie crow. But yeah,
Definitely forgot we had those.
when you return,
risked your life for nothing.
when you return to the ship, this time there's not a ladder. There is like a full board there. But there is no like crew on the top level. There's not even a watch. There's no like light lit or anything like that, which is very sus if you've ever been on boat. Your biggest worry with a boat is that like people can get on it. One of the biggest worries when you're moored is that people can get on it. Your other main worry is that it catches fire. But there's no one keeping watch or anything like that, and you guys are able to run up. And as you reach like the bottom of it, or you've started running up like the ramp to get on the boat, you hear the familiar voice of the elven woman, and she's like, "Good, they're here. Captain, they've arrived." And you'll hear like the creak of the door and a voice like, "My love, is that you?" And you guys can run into the captain's cabin.
Tell me, I thought we knew it.
He completely ignores you, guys.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
As you're hustled into the captain's cabin, there seems to be a halfling there, the same one from before, who is the one who served you the pineapple. You've learned his name, by the way, is Hopgut. Hopgut has a violin and begins playing like a romantic, like, just like a very like luxurious tune, a very romantic turn. And as the captain looks at you, he like covers his mouth like, "Oh, you're back." And before he can talk, Marquel will like raise a hand to silence him and be like, "Here's your answer, Cassius." The two embrace and exchange a tender kiss, Sargaeta actually weeping. "Oh, my darling," the captain cries. "Marquel, my sweet, impulsive boy." When the lovers finally part, Sargaeta looks at you, his eyes awash with gratitude and his stern demeanor for a few moments gone away. "I am now in your debt, and furthermore, I am a man who honors my debts." He grabs his tea and like finishes it in a swig, and he's like, "Oh, Hopgut, take this cup." And his like halfling steward will come and take it from him. He's like, "Yes, sir." And he just like looks at him. He's like, "Dash it on the ground." He'll be like, "Yes, sir." And he'll throw it on the ground. It will break into 8 pieces. And as he looks at the pieces, he's like, "Collect those. That is how many favors I owe you."
Woo!
As you gather them up, he says, "The fragments of this cup represent the number of favors owed. Anything short of outright treason to the queen will do for you. Simply write your request on a scrap of paper, wrap it with a shard of the teacup, deliver it in person or perhaps one of your raven trinkets." He doesn't say that because he didn't use them. He says, "Deliver it in person or some other methods, and I'll perform it to the best of my abilities. And know that you've earned a friend tonight." There are a bunch of suggestions for favors, but I will leave it very open-ended. Anything you think this guy is capable of doing without outright committing treason, like, you know, laying siege or attacking guards, he will do for you.
Well, we
It's been
can
a
cover
pleasure.
It'll be like, "Oh, Marquel," and they'll again go back to like swooning as lovers do, and Ella will be like, once you've collected all the shards, and like gesture for you to leave, and she will close and lock the door for the captain.
I like him a lot more when he's like this.
Yes, the crew does not know, not about his preferences. There's nothing untoward about that, but about how much of a damn softy he is when Marquel's around.
He did melt.
Yes, he did. That is not a quality we wish for in the Chelish Navy, though it is rather endearing.
Very similar to that movie Stardust.
Yes! Very strong Stardust vibes. Very strong Stardust vibes. I was thinking about changing his area to just be Robert De Niro, but that would have been too much a giveaway for Austin. But yeah, you guys have secured the captain, as well as his like entourage for any sort of favors you need. Captain Sargaeta now functions as an ally to the rebellion, which has benefits as well, which I'll go into when we get back to the mini system. Buddy, give me a perception check as you guys are leaving the boat, I imagine.
Boop.
You notice that Ella, in addition to like her usual finery, she's wearing new clothes that aren't sullied with like the dirt of the fucking town that she had to walk through to find you guys. She has like on her belt loop your little carving. She's like drilled a hole through it and run some leather through it, and it's like hanging off her belt. She won her game of cards.
Very good, very good.
But yeah, is there anything else you'd like to do with this little mission before you complete it? Anything else you want to do while you're on the boat? Any other questions you want to ask? Any favors you want to call in right away?
It's like we each get 2 favors.
I think we also let him have his time right now. I don't think we call in any favors immediately.
Yeah. Garm and I know better to interrupt some lovers unless we're getting in on it.
See, now that's why I keep you around.
And the hand thing's a turn off to me, so...
Hey, he can't control that.
I know we can't control it, but it's still a turn off.
Maybe it has like a wicked grip or something.
Just like
examples. Here it is, dude.
In a while
here's examples of favors. He can accompany the PCs on a single day or send his first maintenance place, Ella. He can allow the use of his crew during a rebellion action. Serves as a bonus infiltrator team. He can send you a gift of 2,000 gold pieces, though it takes him some time to get the money. Or he can transport them free of charge to a neighboring port.
Do we just use all 8 things for 2,000 gold?
Just like, yo, let's just get the fuck out of here.
Let's just
this
leave.
Place burn.
I
Start a new campaign somewhere else.
For what it's worth, as soon as you guys hit the 50,000 liquid gold piece threshold, the campaign becomes buying an airship, and we just completely throw away the adventure path.
Yeah, then it's done. Then
I try to
burn.
hard sell airships every game I'm in, and nobody goes in on it with me. At the end of Rise of the Rulers, I'm like, oh, I'll just buy airships, and Garb's like, whatever, it's over now.
The campaign's over. You're the mayor of fucking Magnamar for some reason.
For some reason, I spent like 100k rigging the election and murdering my opponents. I earned that title.
We had a lot of ships to sell, to be fair.
And I didn't murder anyone, Garm. I just now have an orchard of very lifelike trees.
Oh yeah, because you can turn
I have
people into
the
fucking
9th
trees.
level witch spell, Druid's Wield or whatever, where it just is like an AoE turn people into tree polymorph spell. It's like Baleful Polymorph, but they turn into trees that look like people. And every year they look more and more like trees and less like people. It's fantastic.
Did you give me the bar at the end of that? I don't even remember.
I think so. And I bought you and Seishi each like a ring of a bracelet of friendship.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah, I do remember that.
And we have a permanent telepathic bond. So if I'm attacked in battle and we're on the same plane of existence, my first free action is to notify you I'm in combat, and then you two guys appear next to me. So if anyone tries to like assassinate me, they just get jumped by 2 level 18, like a ranger and a barbarian.
Cool.
Yeah.
I'll crit him 18
And
times with my axe.
And I also have a second health pool because I'm life linked to the fucking badger. I still have that weasel, dude. I still have that weasel. It has 200 health, solid. But yeah, that adventure, that little mission concludes. That typically will coincide with like the end of the week unless there's other stuff you guys want to wrap up. in this week.
So say out of game, did Seishi make his
Seishi did not make his thing, but nothing will happen to him for a very long time.
Do we know anyone who's smart enough to have a...
You didn't even know anything happened.
Nope.
Okay.
I don't even know it's a fucking dog, dude.
And I will not spoil it by telling you what happens. It will probably come up at some point. But if it doesn't, I'll tell you at the end of the adventure. It's a very niche thing. The captain, in addition to promise a number of favors, if you want to add this to your rebellion sheet, Garm.
Sure.
He uses his crew to watch and observe patrol patterns. As a result, as long as he remains an ally, you are immune to the effects of the increased patrols event. If this event is rolled, treat it as no event and instead grant the rebellion 3d6 supporters. Which is pretty...
Damn. That's huge.
Dope. But yeah. Do you want to just do like the little mini system thing? We'll break for 5 minutes.
Sure.
Yeah. And we'll see how much your notoriety goes up and if anything else exciting happens during this week.
I mean, it was dark. Can they really make us out that well?
Yes.
My back was turned to those dudes, and I was beating a dog. They never saw my face.
The dog saw your faces.
The dog can't talk.
The dog certainly can talk. The dog certainly speaks Infernal. It does not speak
it. Infernal.
Oh, the dog doesn't speak, but it understands Infernal. That said, the dog has telepathy.
Oh.
So.
Do we have any weekly based events off of that? Like gaining notoriety or anything?
Nope.
Sick.
Your notoriety goes up by 1d6 if you kill the dog, plus 1 for every guard you kill.
Oh, we didn't kill him.
Nice.
You didn't kill them, though.
I restrained myself from murdering them all.
Yeah, they're like, oh, Marquel ran away. That fucking insolent kid. They don't associate it with the Ardent Crows.
Fantastic.
Nice.
Because he's been, like, running away before. But yeah. I will be right back. I'm going to get some water and whatnot.
How much health did that dog have? Like, wondering if I would have even been able to kill it.
It certainly won't be the last dog you'll find, so I'm not going to tell you.
Okay.
We get hella.
It was wounded, though, when you did your last hit.
He said it had a lot of health left after I hit it, though. And I hit it for like 20 damage.
Don't worry, Cobra. We'll get him next time.
One of our favors could be to try and get the gear fixed for the printing press. If we can't get it fixed in town.
Sick.
That is actually a good idea, Austin.
It sounded like all the blacksmiths were like closed or disposed of in some way. So maybe he can pull a favor. I don't really know. We could get that mini quest taken care of that way.
But in a level or two, Cobra, I say we go back there and just fuck up that dog.
Oh. I forgot
the shit out of the dog.
I forgot to ask if that one guy was the poison pen of Kintargo.
Oh.
But it sounded like he was like an artist, or the Captain Cassio mentioned him being artist, and so I was wondering.
He did say he also used the word pen, which is
Yeah, that's what hit me. Actually, it was in the letter when he said pen.
I didn't even.
Probably could be the poison pen. All right, I'll be right back. I gotta go potty too.
See, now I'm confused. Was the plate a good call or a bad call to make the noise?
I mean, it made noise. You got the distraction. It worked. Doesn't matter if it was good or bad. It fucking worked.
I would have felt so bad if it got Seishi killed.
Yeah, dude, you were like, I'm gonna throw something. And I was like, oh, this is not gonna end well. but I wanted to see how it went.
Well, I mean, my thought process was to get everyone on the other side of the yard so you guys could cross the yard.
I think you would have had to do it on like the other side of the manor, though, because you did it north, but it was only like a turn for them to get to me. But if you did it on the other side of the manor, it would have been like 3-4 turns for them to get to me.
Nice, you got that put in there. Sweet. Yeah, is there anything... So what actions are you guys taking this time?
We failed a reduced notoriety check, and we have one more to do. It's probably just going to be recruit supporters.
Sounds good. Yeah.
We'll need to make an event check.
Yes.
But other than that, we're good.
And did you guys have an event the previous week? I don't think so.
No event last week, so double chance.
All right. Oh, you got the history in there too? Cool.
Yep. After the first few weeks of not remembering it, felt important to remember.
Makes sense. I'm starting Skulls and Shackles in person tomorrow, and I had to do a bunch of work for a mini system. Oh,
very nice. Yeah, we'll have an event.
All right.
Percentile plus 12.
Where's that at? I think that's in the player's guide, right?
84. Yeah. Sickness.
What does that say?
Contagion is spread through the ranks, leaving your rebels listless and sickly. For the next week, including next week's event, if any, all security checks are made at a -4. If you roll twice in one event phase, it becomes persistent. If a Silver Ravens officer makes a DC 20 heal check, reduce the penalty to -2.
All right. Garm, make that heal check. I mean, I imagine.
Cool. We'll be at -2 to security for a bit.
Very good.
How'd our whole team get AIDS?
I wonder if it was somehow related.
Definitely
to
not.
The closet.
I wonder, Tommy.
So, you guys, as you finish that week, although your notoriety doesn't spread too much, you have certainly been putting yourselves out there a little bit. And you maybe hang back a little bit, just visit your old haunts, things of that nature. And as some of your people are falling ill, one day, there will be a, not a knock on the door, but there will be a, like the door will open and you will see like a hooded figure come into the tooth and nail where you guys are. He has a tiefling tail, as well as some horns, and as he pulls his hood down, you easily recognize him as Hematon Hace. And he will nod at Garm and the rest of you. He'll nod at Caerrat and the rest of you, and be like, "Is there a place we can speak in private, friends?"
Of course.
I understand. Once you guys are maybe in a side room or something, or they've kicked out the non-regulars and locked the door, they'll be like, word has it that some of your friends have fallen ill of late.
Yes, we're not quite sure, but definitely seems like some type of contagion has spread through.
Be like, well, as you well know, we are members of the same faith, brother. And he'll give you a nod, and he'll do like a little like hand signal or like a little rosary thing of Milani to you. Something that people can make a knowledge religion check to pick up on, but like if you worshipped Milani, you would just kind of know automatically. And be like, I'm sorry to hear trouble has befallen you, and I don't wish to add to it. That said...
Of course not. It's not anything more than anything we've asked of you.
That said, trouble has grimly struck my people as well. And he'll pull out a folded piece of parchment. This looks like weathered paper, like it's been posted or something, and it will be written in ink, and it looks like he took it from a posting board or something, but it says like, due to the dangers of the recent killings in the Red Roof District, in the Devil's Nest, where all the tieflings are. Due to the recent killings in the tieflings' nest, the curfew is for our safety, both from the guards and for ourselves. I urge everyone to keep their heads down. And you see that it's signed HH, and he's like, I've been posting these all up in my home, but sadly the locals, they buck any sort of authority, which is a reason I admire them so much. That said, it is for their own safety. I don't know if you've heard, there has been a rash of killings lately.
Beyond the teeth incident?
Yes, beyond the teeth incident. He will tell you that there have been some murders. Doop-a-doop-a-doop. There have been murder victims. The last one was discovered near the south wall of Old Kintargo, slashed up the same way as Professor Margrave carved up his victims back in the day. The Temple Hill Slasher, an old horrible serial killer from, before my time, who was killed by the guards. But it seems as if someone is replicating his handiwork. And his paintbrush of choice seems to be a bladed weapon, and his canvas of choice seems to be the impoverished citizens that live in my district. The most recent one was a friend of mine. Another, and he'll say this to you, Caerrat, another member of our faith. Another member of my inner circle. While I don't know if this killing is random or if someone is onto us, either
too
way,
suspicious not to follow up on.
Either way, it needs to be dealt with, and I can think of none better than my favorite preferred customers. I don't trust the city officials to abscond with any evidence, but I went myself early this morning to investigate my missing worshippers' home, and following a trail of clues, I found their body, horribly disfigured, cut up. I took it in a shroud back to my establishment, and if you wish to begin your search by examining it, you're more than welcome to. I have little experience with investigating, tracking down, and confronting murderers, and I do hope you'll look into this.
Of course, brother.
He'll give you a nod and he'll be like, thank you. I imagined you would be open to such suggestion, and I've prepared to speak with Deadspell so that you may question the victim.
Thank you for all of this.
Yeah, he'll pull his hood back up and be like, I'll head back there now. If you wish to follow in the next half hour or so, is to not... I don't wish to arouse any suspicion to your activities.
We'll meet you there later on today.
Be like, thank you very much, Brother Caerrat. The rest of you. And he will tuck himself under his hood, and he will leave.
Boys, we got the murderer. The murderers are back.
Yes, the Temple Hill Slasher is back.
Didn't we see
You're a little too excited about that?
When we were in the Phantasmagorium, wasn't there something about the Temple Hill Slasher in there?
There was.
Some lore. I don't know if we rolled high enough.
There's a wax statue of him. Do you want to go stop by the Phantasmagorium?
That spider's still there.
That spider is still there, dude. Let me get my my book one.
I think
that spider is still there. He's gonna get that lucky bite.
It's remarkably strange that as House Thrune takes over, the slasher comes back. He was also, quote-unquote, killed by the guards. Man, I'm not one for conspiracies. But we were almost right about pirates.
Indeed. Stopping by the Phantasmagorium, it looks as if it's no longer under the protection of Thrune. The bottom floor has been stripped and burned of anything of interest. And the top level has sustained like heavy smoke damage, but it didn't go up because it's a pretty stalwart building. That said, a lot of the stuff up here is damaged and it's like kind of dilapidated. There's like some urchin kids like living in one of the side rooms where you may have like had a battle or something like that. Evans, my spider, is still alive. They have like a small fire going, and they see like a large scarlet spider impaled on a spit, and they're cooking it right now. And like they've like broken off some legs and they're eating it. And as you guys come in, one of them will like draw a shiv and be like, "Oh wait, it's you lot. What's your notoriety now?"
12.
I rolled below 12. He'll be like, "Oh, you're the heroes." He'll like kind of like stow his dagger. Looking for a place to hide out? There's some clean water in that room.
Who is leading this charge?
He will be talking to, he'll roll D4. He's talking to Buddy.
Oh.
You're a big fella, aren't you? Well, what do you need, friend?
I
sit by the fire and warm up if you want. It's not much, but spider soup. Yeah,
ooh, spider soup, my favorite.
Yeah, like India border stew. Yeah, it's better than ogre food.
Come, friends. Buddy will provide soup for you. Through his friend. I'll like gesture for like a name.
His name will be Neff.
Neff.
No, thank you, buddy.
Yeah. Buddy and Neff are happy to provide for you.
Yeah, Neff will be like, What brings you here? Just looking to get out of the street for a little bit. Neff will be accompanied by like 2 younger tieflings that are adolescent. And he's like in his 20s maybe.
Buddy's friends here tell me that there was some wax statue here.
One of the kids will be like, "It's in the back. It's still really scary." And he's like, "Yeah, it's like the Temple Hill Slasher. It's a little like lopsided now that the heat from the fire melted it a bit, but you can go check it out if you want."
Yeah, I'll wander off. Buddy, you can stay with the kids, make sure they're all nice and fed.
Going back to look at the statue, you see the placard. You have to like do the investigative crime scene thing where you like wipe the soot off of it to read the text. It's like you get to do that like little cinematic moment. It reads, "Professor Mangrove, Temple Hill Slasher. An infamous Kintargan murderer who was executed 116 years ago by the city guard, but whose legacy lives on as an enduring urban legend." Looking at it, it seems to be a depiction of a man dressed in blood-stained professor robes. He wields a bloody surgeon knife in one hand, and his face has been melted away into an unrecognizable waxen mess.
So we don't know what he looks like, but we know he's a doctor of some sort.
Yeah, as you sit around the fire, Neff will be like, "Still doing good out there? The crows still watching the streets, keeping us safe?"
Yes.
When are you going to deal with this House Thrune business? Get Barzillai out of here.
Oh. Buddy can assure that any day now.
Listen, man. The Church of Asmodeus might be the official religion, but sure as my father's a bastard. As sure as my father's a bastard, there's more devil cults operating in the shadows. And I hear that some of their leaders walk among us, pretending to be regular folks like you and me. Keep your friends close, man. Keep your friends close. And he'll like shudder a little bit as a chill comes through the vacated building.
Buddy does not like devil folk.
He'll kind of be like, rude?
But tieflings are.
All right. It's bad to say I don't like. He's like, I don't like big smelly giants either, but I like you.
Tieflings are not devil folk to me.
Yeah, you're not smelly. One of the kids will be like, "Yeah, he is." Like, we're all smelly.
Buddy will like sniff a little thing.
Yeah. Garm, by the time you finish up back there and Caerrat rejoins the group, Buddy and Neff are like becoming fast friends. And yeah. Doesn't seem to be much else here. You can certainly hang out if you want to.
I mean, Buddy, we remember we thank people with gifts whenever they help us and give us information.
Buddy has gifts, and he'll like. I imagine because over the course of a couple of days, I probably continue to carve stuff. So like, I'll pull out like, it'll be one of my toy soldiers that I made. I'll hand it to each of the kids. I probably got a couple of them.
Yeah, they'll be very thankful, and he'll be like, "Thanks, man. Appreciate that."
Yeah, I'll also slide him like 3 gold.
He'll take them and be like, "Thanks. You know, we do what we can." He'll like tuck them into his pocket. Yeah.
You can at least afford food for a few days. If you hear anything more about those devil cults.
Yeah, I mean, well, there's a reason we're hiding out.
Makes sense.
Yep. Yeah, you guys can, enough time has passed that it wouldn't look sus if you now go to the tailor shop. As you guys are traveling to the tailor shop, everyone make me a perception check. Ooh. Caerrat, only you see this individual. Uno momento, por favor, as I have to pull it up. You see a very unique looking woman who seems to... couldn't find it before. Maybe if I do it in here. Yeah. You see this woman. She is sitting on the top of like a 2-story building overlooking the like entrance to the Phantasmagorium. And as you guys exit, she's like sitting there, as a kid might sitting on like the train tracks or whatever over like as they cross over a bridge, just kind of like letting her legs sway. And she has a orange in her hand and she has a small knife and she's peeling it. Just kind of like doing like one continual peel, trying to like get like one solid rind going around it. And as you guys walk out, you can like look up and see her. And she's definitely just like every now and then like glancing at you guys and like peeling this orange. And as the 4 of you exit and you see her, she'll like set the orange down. She'll pull out a quill and she'll jot something into a notebook next to her. And then she'll like fold the notebook and slide it into her pocket and go back to peeling her orange.
I will,
No, we've seen this person before.
Yeah, I'll nod to
Seishi has seen this
Sezzix.
person before. Yeah, Sezzix has seen this person before.
Hey, Sezzix, is that the same person?
Yeah.
She's like, I would say 50 feet away, 25 feet up on this, the side of this building.
I'll just blast her with my gun. No.
That'd be aggressive.
In the middle of the street.
We're being followed, so let's go get dinner, guys. Let's all go out for one nice meal together.
Let's not go
wanna
to
eat?
Hematon.
Buddy's always hungry.
Probably more pineapple.
Oh, we got a fun night plan, do we?
Yeah, so like as you guys like begin walking off in a direction or whatever, she has a high enough vantage point that she doesn't need to rush to keep up with you. But you see her like, as you like begin walking, she'll kind of like discard the orange peel, like tuck the orange into a pocket. She'll stand up and like fold her pocket knife and put it in her pocket. You guys will get like maybe like a half block away from her, and then she'll begin like walking along the buildings behind you, Garm, and she'll like hop onto the next building, and then you see like round a corner or whatever and lose sight of her. You won't see her beyond that.
Seems good. We'll spend like another hour making sure we're not being followed, I would assume.
Sure. Why don't you all give me perception checks again?
What kind of monster puts a peeled orange into their pocket?
Kind of person that's going to eat it later. You guys look over your shoulders pretty intensely. You don't believe you're being followed.
Sick. Well, we got that going for us at least.
Yeah.
Time to Devil's Threads,
Hey.
boys.
Devil's Threads. Let's
Devil's
go.
Threads.
Your brother says hi.
No, I don't.
Mm-hmm.
My
Alright.
contact solution here?
Yeah, I put my contacts.
Not with that.
I was using it to take them out last night.
Oh, I
There you
see.
go. Mm-hmm. So, you guys can grab a bite to eat, and then you can head over to the Devil's Threads, Hematon Hace's place.
Come.
She can stay. She doesn't
I
want
like
to go with
kind of
you.
that guy's jib.
She doesn't want to go with you. My dog stays here. Good dog. Good dog. So yeah, you guys can head over to Hematon Hace's. The front is closed, and as you guys arrive and like rap on the door or whatever, he'll come check the blinds, and then he'll let you in. And in the back room there, he has cleared off like the area where he would like be making clothes, and there's that large table, and on top of it there is a stretcher that has a body on it that's covered in like some cloth. They are wearing robes that easily identify them as a worshiper of Millenite. They have like a tattoo of a bloody rose like on their cheek. And yeah. He will kind of like uncover the face and be like, "You may investigate the body as you wish. When you wish to speak to her, let me know and I will cast Speak with Dead. Thank you for coming."
Of course.
Yeah.
Heal check out how they died.
Sure, give me a heal check. As you begin uncovering it, it is pretty horrific. You can note that the wounds on her body, the multiple stab wounds, were caused by a light-bladed weapon. I don't know if you want to count how many times she was stabbed. I will tell you if you tell me you want to count.
Nah, if it looks like a lot,
It's more than 20.
yeah. That's a good enough number for
She
me.
was stabbed a fuck ton. And the wounds seem particularly bloody and gory. Yep. But yeah,
Well, like-
aside from that, you can't gather too much else looking at the body. It's been pretty mutilated. Were you saying anything, Cobra? Sorry. Barely hear you.
No, I was just saying I'm not into that. Like,
Oh, no,
there's that
yeah.
many ones?
No, yeah. Certainly not good. Certainly, yep. We all agree. Certainly not good. Yep.
This is bad.
Yep, that's how you turn into a post person. You become an object.
And all your buff spells leave.
Correct. Do you want to have him cast Speak with Dead?
Yeah, let's make a list of questions, boys.
Yeah, do you want to do that first?
Yeah.
Sure.
How many questions do we get?
You get 2 per level, right?
1 per level, I believe.
1 per level. Now you'll know what level he is. He is level 5. You get 5 questions. He's a level 5 cleric.
He's just slightly better than me.
He's just slightly older than you. Yeah, while Garm's investigating the body and, like, deliberating over what questions to ask, one of the 3 of you is hanging out with Hematon. I'll say one of the 2 of you because he doesn't know Buddy. Evans, Tommy. Tommy. He, like, takes you aside, and he's like, "I found the body in an alley in the southwestern part of Old Kintargo. I searched fairly well, but I couldn't find any clues. You could head back there, though, and talk to any of the locals. Maybe they saw something."
Wait, what? Sorry, I didn't hear you.
Oh, sorry. Hematon says that when he found the body, he found it in southwestern Old Kintargo. And while he didn't see any clues when he looked around, you could go back there and like talk to see if there's any witnesses or whatever, like canvass the area.
Okay.
It's
On
just
the
like
big
a
map,
suggestion he
where's
has.
Like, what area on the big map, or just southwest?
Old Kintargo is where you guys have been hanging out.
Okay.
So like over here.
I don't have that.
And the
map.
Tiefling district is like over here. So basically the Tieflings are over here. Old Kintargo is like over here.
Okay.
So there have been some killings in the Tiefling district, but these other killings seem to have been happening in Old Kintargo. So it's spreading.
I'll ask him if he has any more information. Other than what he told me.
I'll be like, I mean, the killing started, a little while ago. Basically since you guys started playing the Adventure Path, there have been killings. But this is the first time that, like, a member of my flock, like, basically, this is the first time, like, one of my Millenite clerics that I'm in this, like, sect of has been killed. The rest were just, like, townsfolk and shit like that, like citizens.
Yeah.
Which is obviously tragic. But now, like, members of my clergy are dying.
Well, we'll definitely look into it.
Yeah, he was like, thank you. Are you ready with your questions?
I have 4 of the questions I would like to ask.
Are they yes or no questions?
It can be a phrase.
Or it can be
What questions do you have so far? Maybe your companions have suggestions.
Where were you when you died? What were you doing there? Why do you think you were killed? And what did the person who killed you look like?
I have a question. I might not want to ask it.
Sure.
How the fuck did you get stabbed so many times?
Serial killer. I can answer that one for you.
Okay.
Crazy person.
You could ask if they know the person too.
Yeah, most people are killed by someone they know.
So we can flex that question. Like, flex it off of what did the person who killed you look like? If they know what they look like.
Sure. That sounds smart.
Let's have a 5th backup question, though. Seishi, you got an idea?
I'm trying to think.
Anything unusual happened before the death?
I imagine these are questions you're asking Garm, if there would be good questions. You're not asking me.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. You let me know when you're ready to cast the spell.
I think that fits in with what were you doing there? Because we want to know where they were killed and what they were doing there, because they were just found in a random alley. If they were killed in that alley, then yeah, we can go, like, investigate that some more, but they were there for a reason.
Yeah.
So this is a person of the clergy that was killed, right?
Yeah, another, like, the worshiper of my god.
Are they wearing the same clothes that they were killed in?
Yeah. Their clothes
Okay.
are stabbed to fuck.
I was gonna say, like, what were you wearing? Like, was it anything like promoting Milani or? It was not like that, Garm.
No, she seems to be wearing, like, a cloak, like regular clothes. The only thing that identifies her as a worshiper of Milani is, like, her tattoo, which is a very subtle thing.
We could ask if the person who was killed knows what the motive was. Like, was there a motive behind it?
That seems like a good flex.
You'd be like, why were you killed?
Yeah. Why were you killed?
Why do you think you were killed?
It could either be random killing or it could be because something that they did.
Cool. Are you ready to start asking the body?
I dropped the questions in.
Yeah, I will let you as players read them to me when you wish to say.
Makes sense. Yeah, I say we run it.
Okay.
Yeah.
When you're ready, he'll, like, cover up the body except for the head because he doesn't want to look at it anymore. And
Fair.
he will cast Speak with Dead. You know that normally the way this spell works is your target gets, like, a save to resist it. However, she just seems to automatically allow him to ask her questions, as they were friends. Her eyes flutter open, And they kind of like dart around as she's looking up at the ceiling. And she says, I'm back. Almost. I see. Is this speak with Dad? Don't answer that. It's not one of your questions. Okay, I'm ready. Ask away.
What did the person that killed you look like?
Who's talking? Alright, he'll like turn the head so that it can see you. And she'll be like, Hematon, glad to see you again. And be like, I'm sorry to pull you away from your reward of afterlife, but we have pressing questions. But of course, the question was?
What did the person that killed you look like?
I'm very glad you asked that. I didn't get a good look at him, as it was late at night. But I do know that he was a Varisian man. He wore a suit of dark leather armor, and it had an apron with many pockets. He also had a knife that glowed red. Also, he wore a metal and leather leg brace on his right leg.
Varisian man wearing an apron with a lot of pockets, metal and leather leg brace on the left leg.
Yep.
Where were you when you died?
I was in an alley in Old Kintargo. I was just walking. Oh.
Why do you think you were killed?
I don't know. We only do good works. We are very secretive ever since... Well, she looks at Hematon, and she, looks like she could try to resist the effects of the spell, and then just chooses not to, and she's like... Because Hematon's there, and she'll be like... We're members of a secret cult of Milani in the city, and many of our older members were killed during the Night of Ashes, so we've been keeping a very low profile since then. It may be connected to that. And as she says this, Hematon will look over you and be like, he'll kind of shrug and be like, I think you already knew that.
I mean, I think you know we're the crows. We'll call it even.
She'll be like, oh, the Ardent Crows! Oh, good. Then it has brought us together. My death had purpose. And he'll be like, your life had purpose, yes. You will be remembered. You will be remembered, Mirletta. That's her name.
I've already forgotten the name.
Fantastic.
God damn it.
That's 3 questions. You got 2 left.
So, she's already answered who killed you and what were you doing there. We know it's... I feel like we got good answers off the questions that I wanted. Do you have, maybe not asking this to her, maybe we ask something along the lines of, do you have a lead on where things are going? Were you, I don't know, maybe were you with someone during this event?
I have a question that could be good.
What's up?
What's a good question we should ask you?
Yeah, is there anything else you think we should know?
Yeah, that's a good
Yeah, that seems reasonable.
Hey, let's go.
Yeah. As you kind of reach a little Tommy's like, hey, is there anything else you think we should know? And she'll be like, well, he did have a rather unique odor to him. His apron smelled of rancid cheese and urine.
Sezzix, do you know of anywhere that produces cheese? Maybe a tannery or something like that?
I will allow you to make a character that succeeds a craft mechanical slimmer check or a knowledge engineering check.
You said craft?
or knowledge engineering.
So craft alchemy works?
Yeah.
Oof.
Sezzix, you know that the unusual stink of rancid cheese and urine is from the form of slurk grease, which is often used in the construction and maintenance of clockwork things. With a knowledge
Didn't
local
we-
check.
Go ahead.
With a knowledge
Didn't we
local check.
encounter someone that like makes clocks?
No.
Oh wait, I can also do that check?
Does anyone have knowledge local?
Mm,
With a knowledge local check, you recall that Vespam Artisans is Kintargo's largest manufacturer of clockworks. Further, that the workshop is located square in the section of Old Kintargo where the murders seem to have occurred.
That seems convenient.
things are coming together.
Things are coming together. She'll be like, I feel my connection is tenuous. I could answer one more question. Is there anything further you wish to know?
We have our lead. We know what we're looking for. I say we do a freebie and how do you want to be put to rest?
Or how's the afterlife?
Oh, she's with Milani. The afterlife is fantastic. It's
Yeah.
once every revolution has been completed, the happiness that comes afterwards.
So, Garm, you could actually ask the question and find out if your faith is real.
Yeah, ask
Is
if Milani's
Milani
real. She says no, your character has a breakdown, you switch to barbarian.
Yo!
I guess I already have these Asmodean robes. Everything's alive.
Oh, God.
All fight all the time.
Sweet. We can go ahead and switch over to the Hell's Vengeance adventure path where you play as evil characters. Yeah, you can be like, what's the afterlife like? How do you want to put to rest? Those sort of things. In regards to the afterlife, she'll be like, you'll find out soon enough. Not like in a threatening way,
Yeah, what
like
the fuck?
mortal life is much shorter than like eternal afterlife. That sounded kind of rude, didn't And then she'll just like kind of like turn off. And it'll be like, she was a rather chatty one. I'll put her to rest in accordance with our Milanian traditions.
Thank you. For
Seems
this
if you have a
opportunity.
good lead. I'll leave it to you. And of course, it goes without saying you'll have my eternal gratitude and support if you put an end to these murders. And find justice for our fallen companion. Mechanically, you'll gain him as an ally when you complete this side quest. Look at that.
Maybe he
Almost
wasn't an ally?
almost like you're getting high-level allies that have like organizations and shit to bolster your organization. Wow, how convenient that they're in here. Now they said you need them. Wow. But yeah, anything else you want to do at Hematon's before you head off?
I'm content.
Okay.
I don't think I need a shirt.
Okay, we will do Uno Mas scene, and then it's right around 3. So, you guys want to head to the Artisans next? The Vespam Artisans place? Or what do you want to do? You wanna
Yeah,
ask
I mean, there's a
around?
murderer.
Yeah,
Maybe we ask about the people that work at the artisan shop. Try and figure out what's going on there.
sure. You can make a diplomacy check. Anyone can, to gather information about people in town that wear metal and leather leg braces, as well as those that might be Verizian or those that work at Vespam Artisans. If you would like to make diplomacy checks, anyone can do this.
I'll make a diplomacy check.
Yo.
Yeah, 13.
Why do you have a -4, Caerrat?
Because I have a +4 baked in for talking to evil creatures.
Gotcha.
Or that should be too high, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Caerrat, you ask around, and with the added details, as you enter Old Kintargo and like go into like various things like that, there'll be a fruit vendor who is like, a leg brace, you say? There was a fellow who smelled of cheese and urine buying some pears the other day. Rather odd fella. I told him he stunk like a day-old fish. And after he told me to go fuck myself, he headed off in the way of the Vespam Vespam Artisans, and he'll gesture at the large building like a half block away.
Oh, thank you. I'll buy some pears.
He'll be like, yeah, fucking Verizian scum. He'll take the money.
I'll ignore that.
No, the guy.
Oh, yeah, that guy. Yeah,
The
fuck
guy's
him.
Verizian.
Yeah, fuck him.
And this guy's a tiefling. So yeah, fuck that guy.
That's fair.
Yeah, you guys can certainly just like walk across the street to the large building. A large sign made of artistically rendered letters of iron stands over a broad entryway of this establishment reading Vespam Artisans. A raucous symphony of steel spills out into the street while several skilled metalworkers practice their art within. The bulk of the interior is taken up by a large open area that serves as both a workshop and a warehouse. The rancid smell of grease and other industrial chemicals lies heavy in the air, but the dozen or so crafters and tinkerers toiling within don't seem to notice the foul odor. As you come in, you can quickly look around and see that none of the people here are wearing leg braces. And as you come in, a man who's in like one of those supervisor boxes kind of up on the second floor, like elevated above the work area, will look up through his window. He'll get a big, like, greasy grin on his face, and he'll open the door and come down with his arms wide. Just kind of like imagine like Danny DeVito as like a sleazy car salesman. As you see a small balding man with a fringe of white hair around his spectacles. And his spectacles also have retractable magnifying devices attached to like a leather cap with like little arms, so he can have them like come down and like have extra magnifying glasses in one of his eyes. And he'll be like, "Friends, welcome, welcome. I'm Vespario Vespam. I imagine you're here to buy some fine clockworks. We got some nice birdhouses. We got these little clocks here. Oh, you see a water clock? You need a water clock?" He'll begin like walking through all these little things. This little wind-up doll will walk forward for a little bit. You seem like a connoisseur that could use some things. We've got, he like finds like a crate and he throws it up on the table and he opens it up and it's just full of like kind of like misproduced like junk toys. And he's like, "These are all half off. Though no warranty on these."
Oh. You
Buddy
also,
will
like,
start to peruse the half off.
Be like, "Yeah, you seem like a nice, simple fella. There you go. Go ahead and play with those for a bit. Find something that suits your fancy. Be careful, though. You break it, you bought it. Now, what can I do for the rest of you? You just here walking the dog?" Nah, but seriously, folks.
two things, actually. The first, Sezzix, I believe you were in search of a gear?
Yeah, I'll like hold up the gear and say like, "This one broke. Do you have a similar one?"
Oh, Gearworks, huh? Yeah, it looks like it's split in half. Why don't you go talk to Mario over there? And he'll gesture at like a gnome working in the back. He seems to be like in the middle of like ratcheting the back of like some small spider-looking creature. And he'll be like, "That guy over there is our gear master. You can bring it over to him. He might be able to make one for you."
I'll bring the gear over to Mario.
Yeah. Yeah, he will speak in like a strong gnomish accent, which is now Italian. Greetings. What can I do for you?
This gear broke, and I was wondering if you had a replacement, a similar one.
Oh, looks like it's snapped in half. Yeah, it shouldn't be a problem for us to fix. It'll just take a little bit of time. You got some gold, silver pieces. We can figure it out. He'll begin rattling off his various terms. Mechanically, it'll cost you 10 gold pieces, and he will make you a replica in 1d4 days. It will take 2 days for him to complete it. Be like, "I gotta finish up this request real quick for some people in Magnamar, but I should be able to get around to your gear, no problem."
Sounds good.
You got anything else that needs tinkering? Looks like a nice boomstick you got there. I could probably soup that up a little bit for you. Anything I do for you? What was that, a
I'll
Mach
come
3?
back another time for that one.
Oh, of course. Yeah, no problem, friend. You come back anytime, and Loreen! Another gnome will, like, poke out from behind a stack of papers, and she'll be like, "What, Mario?" You're like, "Lorene will take your information down. We'll get in touch with you when it's ready." "I'll come here, honey." She's got like long fingernails. Her hair's like up in curlers. And you like go back to that gnome, and she'll be like, "Oh yeah, you're darling. Just come sit right down here. Where are you from, Mr. Rat Person? What can I do for you?"
I'm from down below. I just need to give you my information right now.
Yeah, we just need a little delivery address, and then we'll send a runner out with it when it's all ready for you. Oh, my little Scoot, he runs so fast, you should see him fly down them streets. Oh, I swear, one day he's gonna be a track athlete. He's gonna do the whole family proud. Yep, you just go ahead and fill that out, hon. She'll begin, like, chewing her gum loudly.
Under my breath, I'm going to say it's not really a skill to run.
You'd be surprised. I can't do it.
That is factual.
Neither can either of us, Tom.
That is factual.
Caerrat moves faster than both of us.
No, I know. I'm just an asshole.
Hold on before I figure out this stuff. Mario and Lorene. Italian gnomes. All right.
Save that for later.
Save that for later. Yeah, so while Sezzix is talking to this very vibrant character, and she's taking his information down, and Buddy's looking at a box, what does Tommy want to be doing?
I don't really want to be with Buddy. I mean, we're cool now, but...
He did fucking impale you with the javelin.
Yeah. That wound hasn't, gone away yet. The scars are still there, so to speak.
I'm just presenting Austin with a smorgasbord of options for his next character.
You could be an Italian gnome.
You mean Italian gnome? It's just a strong gnomish accent. From the homeland. They came over on the boats from the first world about 100 years ago.
Yes.
I'd imagine they have a pamphlet of some sort of stuff they do. I'll just be flipping through that.
Sure. Yeah, you can be flipping through some pamphlet. There'll be a really old dwarf sitting there next to the front area, and he's just sitting in a chair rocking. He's chewing some tobacco and spit it into a spittoon. Be like, "Yeah. Yeah. Looking to get some smelting done?"
He's in a rocking chair.
He's in a squeaking chair. Just squeaks every time he rocks.
I ignore him at first and pretend like he's not talking to me.
Boy! Yeah, so, as you're ignoring him, the wooden end of a cane will kind of just, enter your field of view and, tap the thing you're holding and kind of, hit your hand a little bit to get your attention. Be like, "I'm talking to you, youngin'. What you need done? Don't read no of them pamphlets. You just talk to me. I'll get you squared away."
I don't need anything done.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just here with my lovely friend here.
Yeah, Sirt's off talking to Danny DeVito.
Yeah, I'll be like, "I'm with the people that came in earlier. I don't need anything."
Okay. You just let me know if that changes. He'll spit again. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
The way it's gonna turn. He will say, mm-hmm. Friend of my cousin of the day swears she saw a blue dragon flying in circles above the Cathedral of Asmodeus last night when the bells rang.
I'm sorry, did you say a dragon?
Oh, now you care what I say. Yes, I did say a dragon.
I'll take a knee next to his chair so I can listen more. Tell me more about this dragon you saw.
Well, my cousin's friend saw it, but I believe that it might be Rizavar. You know Rizavar?
I do not.
Oh, he'll begin telling you about this dragon that existed during the Chelish Civil War. The details of it aren't specific, you don't know if it was a good dragon or a bad dragon, but he does tell you it was very fearsome and it killed people. And he tells you that That dragon supposedly got killed during the Civil War, but maybe it didn't actually get killed at all. Oh, maybe my friend's cousin was having one of her episodes again. Mm-hmm.
Can I get the name of them so I can go ask them for more information?
Oh, you are forward. They won't tell you anything else. It's just a rumor. They don't have anything else for you.
Okay. I was just make you intimidate check.
Yeah, so, like, you're about to make an intimidate check. This will be, like, around the time that, like, everyone's finished up with their various things, and Garm's like, no. We're not shaking down elderly dwarves. Just keep on walking, stranger. Mm-hmm. Garm, Caerrat is talking to the guy who's the only one that you're actually supposed to talk to here. Like, so yeah, what can I do for you?
Yes, I heard of I don't know if he's new, but one of your creators is pretty renowned here. It's a Verizian.
Oh, they're all very skilled people. Very skilled people.
And I assume you, of all people, would only select the best of talents.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, what can I do for you? Yeah, you give him the description of a guy with a leg brace.
Verizian man, leg brace.
It'll be like, listen, I'm protective of my my employees and my clients that work within this place. I'm not going to be giving out that information for free.
Of course not.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say for free. I'm not going to be giving out that information at all. I'm not some sort of like underhanded greaseball of a guy that's just going to give that stuff away. This is like privileged information. I'm sorry, I can't just share that with you, even if you are a prospective customer. Oh, yeah,
Buddy, what's your favorite toy in that box?
After Buddy's gone through about all of them, he'll pick up the one that he liked the most. It'll be like a little spinning one, maybe.
Oh yeah, the Spin 3000. Those were a hot market item. We sold hundreds and hundreds of those back in the day to kids all up and down the Chelish seaboard. There's like a very slight chance that it explodes. Very slight. Very slight. But we still had to recall them. A huge batch to Verizia already went off, and man, that whole orphanage, like, I swear to God, it was the Flint and Tinder orphanage. It just went up. It just went up. I really don't think we were liable for it, though. They settled it in courts. We're fine. We just had to recall those.
What I hear is I can throw a bomb now at somebody and have like a 1% chance that it blows up.
It sounds like a relic from the past. We would be excited to buy that from you. I'll offer him 100 gold.
All right, he'll be like, yeah, why don't you take that whole box, friend?
Perfect.
Oh, geez, he'll like begin sweating a little bit and be like, oh, gosh, I really don't want to tell this to you guys. I appreciate the purchase, but I'm really not that kind of person.
Of course not.
It's just, I gotta make sure that like nothing bad's gonna happen to these people in my pseudo employ. You trustworthy sorts? Can I trust you with this sort of information? I ain't gonna do anything rash with you. I mean, we're off telling the gods or nothing. We don't need none of them city gods up in our business again.
I don't think either of us want the city guards around.
Oh. He'll kind of like size you up and down. I assume you throwing that kind of coin, you got some backing to you. You tell me you ain't with the city?
No.
You with any other groups? He'll roll a sense motive check. You with any other avian themed organizations? Any bird-headed sort of groups? Any you got your beaks in anything? You wetting your beaks in anything lately? You been laying any eggs out there?
No, I don't have wings.
Oh. Well, I'm sorry, friend. I can't tell you. Buddy, do you wanna hop in? You wanna make a sense motive check?
Sure, yeah, I can do that.
Buddy, you're like, oh, he wants to know if you guys are the Silver Ravens or the Ardent Crows.
Yeah. I'll pull out one as a gift. I'll pull out one of my carvings that I've been working on this week, which is a little bird made out of like some white birch.
Be like, oh, that's a beautiful little bird. It would be better if it was silver, though. Don't you think?
Do they have silver wood? Buddy will look puzzled. Like
he looks at you, Caerrat, and he says, "What do you think? Do you think this blade would be better if it was silver?"
It would be much better if it was silver. Or
Oh.
ardent even.
Or ardent even. Yeah, it's fantastic. He'll like set it down and be like, gee, mini cricket. Yeah, listen. He'll like bring you in close and be like, listen, on the surface, I gotta like play up this act, you know? Well, you can make money too, but like, listen, I really support what you guys are doing. Just don't go around blabbing your heads off to everyone. I don't want to get a whole bunch of saps in here like asking for handouts and whatnot, because I do have quite a bit of coin, but it's well legitimately earned coin. That's something very important to remember in these trying times. Listen, the guy you're looking for, his name is Varl Wex. Or Varl Wex, I don't know. We got one of them weird names. He's probably like some important NPC. Might have some stat levels to him, some character levels. You want to be careful when you interact with this kind of individual. He seems like he'd be a little off. That said, he does really good clockwork stuff. He's a fucking weirdo, let me tell you. Smells like shit.
Yeah, everyone was
like, I
saying
mean,
he
everyone
smelled
takes a shower when they go home. He just walks around like that.
Yeah,
and
that's
you
a little
smell him
concerning.
coming from like a mile away half the time. Swear to God. My hand to my mother's God.
Do you
Smell
know
like shit.
where he's staying?
Oh, I mean, yeah, he probably stays in one of the tenements out to the west. He'll tell you the name of like a couple of tenement buildings. They'll be like, yeah, just ask around. I'm sure that anyone that lives there, any of the regulars, they'll be like, oh yeah, that guy's a fucking weirdo, and you'll be able to find him pretty easy.
Probably be able to smell his apartment.
Yeah.
Sounds
Well-
like a rat's job.
Well, it's been a pleasure. Hey, is your rather large friend over there about to beat up that dwarf?
I assume so. I'll go deal with him.
Sure.
Thank you again.
Sezzix, you've just finished up the paperwork. And she's like, oh yeah, honey, we'll send that along, no problem. Okay, you just run along now.
I'll head back to Caerrat and the others then.
She'll be like, I'll file this right away, and she'll take it and she'll put it in a stack of like 50 other pieces of paper that are unsorted. And she'll go back to like filing her nails.
Wait, are they worried I'm gonna beat up the old man?
Yes, as you threatened him.
You're about to be like, I should do an intimidate check?
Well, then I took a knee by him. Oh no, I was already taking a knee.
No, you were already on the knee, and then you stand up all Hulk mode.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, as you guys leave, you have the lead that the tenement is going to be the most likely place to look for him. And you have his name, which is Varl Wex. Varlwex. And I'll write it all in the session notes after this. But yeah, I will go ahead and say, if you guys want to level up to 5 now, it'll save time doing it next session. So I'll leave the software up for you guys to level up. But is there anything else you want to do before we end this session, aside from like leveling? Are we all good to play next week?
Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
Maybe. I think next
Maybe.
week I'm still here. I have a wedding at the end of the month, and then the week before that, which is spring break, I'm not going to be here. I think that's the end of
that's
March.
2 weeks from now.
Yep. So
But next week I'll be home
okay.
for spring break.
So depending
I
on your
should be good,
schedule,
though.
yeah, just let us know in the thing, and we'll either play next week, and if not, we'll be playing again in April. So there'll be a little bit of a break. But yeah, so we'll end there, and you guys will be level 5 before the next time we play. All right, good game, guys.
Good game, boys.
Damage now.
Yup.